Yo, yo. Yo, we on the way to the computer, man. Yeah. I figured I'd start on the way home. Oh, Dave Vaughn, what it is? Eugene in the building. Robert Clemson. Yeah, we gonna start in the car, yo, but we gonna get to the computer, yo, cause we got a lot to discuss, man. Got a lot to discuss. The 600 character. Shador Sanders overplayed his hand. Well, Deion Sanders and fucked over his son. And we gotta go to that Young Thug, yo, Young Thug a clown. I'm mad I supported Joe that whole time. Feel like I supported a fuck boy. G-Man, Frank, what it is? Yo, what's up with Thug, y'all? So Young Thug does an interview. First interview he do with an outsider. Yo, these niggas weirdos, y'all. I was talking about it earlier before I had to end the live. Yo, these niggas is weirdos. Yo, you do an interview with an outsider, bro. Somebody else did that shit too. Who did that, yo? Who did that a while ago? We called out. We called somebody else for doing that weird ass shit. You got the whole internet trying to hear from Young Thug. All that time he caught. All that time he was locked up. Oh yeah, we gonna get on Deion. Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about Shador. I wanna get in front of the computer though before I discuss him. Cause we gotta check the tape. You know what I mean? We got to check the tape, y'all. What the fuck happened with Shador? Deion did too much talking. Fuck the son over. He ain't good as he think he is. You know what I mean? And they showing him. This is a valuable lesson. They probably like, fuck it, if his father ain't gonna teach him, we gonna teach him. If his father is gonna have this boy run around thinking he's something that he ain't, we gonna show him who he really is. And you're just another player. Not Lamar Jackson. You're not motherfucking Pat Mahomes. You ain't none of these elite. You ain't Josh Allen. You're not none of these elite quarterbacks. You're Shador Sanders, Deion Sanders' son. That's it. That's it and that's all. But we gonna get to y'all. But yo, I don't like how Young Thug carried that. You got all these people willing to want to hear from Young Thug, and he go sit down with an outsider. Like I told y'all earlier, yo, I'm sure he didn't know that guy. You know what I mean? Young Thug is not the one that reached out to that guy for the interview. That was some shit concocted by the label. I'd have told them, fuck no. No, not yet. If I do interview with anybody, it gotta be somebody of the culture, of the community first. Then I go sit with y'all. But these niggas don't stand for nothing. And then he got on a whole veil looking like a woman. Like, yo, come on, yo, with the weirdo activity, my nigga. You just did 2.5 years fighting the case and came back still weird. Like, come on, bro. Wild as shit. I'm mad I haven't supported him. I should have stayed out of it. I mean, nigga forgave him for wearing a dress. He should never got a pass for that, for real. Stop wearing it because his son wanted to wear a dress. He ain't care about our sons. Once his son wanted to wear a dress, it was too much. Weirdo ass niggas. Yo, I watched. See, this the thing, Hector. I watched Shador. I didn't see anything that made him impressive. I ain't gonna lie. But I ain't watch every game, because I ain't really no college football head. But I watched at least 2 games. And the 2 games I watched, he was going against good schools. And that nigga did not perform. That nigga did not perform, yo. At all. Like, it looked like to me he had trouble reading coverage. It looked like to me he hold the ball too long. Like he is not this player that he think he is. And partly the reason that's the case is fucking Shador Sanders. Shador got that boy thinking he's something that he ain't. He gotta take accountability for that, yo. Sheduer think he prime time, but he ain't done nothing prime time. He ain't won nothing. Like that shit that they did at Jackson State, that shit don't matter. NFL don't give a fuck about that. What you do in Colorado? Got your ass spanked in Colorado. As soon as they started playing real competition. That's what they worried about. What the fuck did you do in Colorado? Yeah, see, it's not about that at this point. They know he better than some of them quarterbacks. It's about, yo, we ready to show you. You think you bigger than the program. Go back to the big dude, the rolling 60s. Yo, nobody's bigger than the program, man. Same thing I be saying about Shannon Sharpe and the Stephen A's. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about Stephen A too. Same type situation. Niggas want to be black when it's beneficial. Hell no, stay over there. Stay over there. You made your whole career bashing black men. Legitimately. Like, not like how I be coming at niggas, because I come at niggas, they deserve it. But you coming at niggas that don't deserve it. Coming at Kyrie. Trying to diminish his value. Now when they start coming at you, now you black, now it's your tech. No. We ain't doing that. Yeah, right now, it ain't even how good he is. They know he better than some of them quarterbacks. Shador Sanders might go undrafted. He might go undrafted, yo. They might make him work his way onto a team. And Dion can't blame nobody but himself. He blew that boy head up. He blew his head up. Had him think he was prime. Nah, bro, you ain't prime. I was just talking to my man about it. Like, yo, Dion was Dion because where Dion was from, Dion come from it. Sure, you privileged. My man related him to J. Prince Jr. You J. Prince Jr., bro. Running around like you mob ties. Like, man, sit your dumb ass down and learn the motherfuckers. Become a student of the game. And they chastise him. Chastise him. Right. Then like, he ain't throw the ball at the pro days. Like, yo, I don't know who he thought he was. I mean, I know he thought he was, he thought he was, it's a good quarterback that was at college. He thought he was motherfucking Newton. Deshaun Watson. Yeah, RG3. You know what I mean? He thought he was RG3. Yo, you're not RG3, bro. RG3 was a beast at Baylor. You like Tim Tebow. You know what I mean? Shador Sanders like Tim Tebow in college. Yeah, it's personal. They colluding against him. They Colin Kaepernicking him. That's exactly what they doing. They treat him like Colin Kaepernick. Then you ain't even, you know what I mean? Then you a black man, bro. You know that league still racist? That league still racist, man. Nothing changed about the NFL. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he be the last pick of the draft. Mr. Irrelevant. They're gonna make Shador Sanders Mr. Irrelevant. Like, all right, he ain't go first round, but for him not to go second round, damn. He just was too cocky, yo. Talking about, yo, he's starting day one, and like, yo, what you mean, bro? Like, you ain't even like that. Then my man was telling me you had an anonymous GM that said it was the worst interview he ever had, or he ever witnessed, with Shador Sanders. Say he was blaming teammates for mistakes. We're gonna look at all that though when I get to the computer. Ain't take no accountability. I don't know how you got them. You know how you got them guys. They think they bigger than what they is. Like a local rapper. Shador Sanders is your local rapper that think he's on because the city known. That's Shador Sanders. Start treating niggas different because the city known. But nobody knows you anywhere else. Just the city. They might. I was thinking maybe third round. They might go. I wouldn't be surprised if he go undrafted because it's obvious they trying. They might make him go fourth. Nobody wants him, yo. Nobody. Ravens been taking best player available for 15 years. We don't need no quarterback, but will people not say he's the best player available right now? And they gonna draft him to a bad team. Watch. Shit, the worst thing could happen if they draft him to a good team that got a quarterback and make him sit on the bench. That's the worst thing that can happen. They gonna do him great. Yo, he gonna have a hard way to go in that league. Like, he's really gonna have to prove he belongs. Like, nothing's gonna be given to him. I wouldn't be surprised if we get cut from the first team if he don't perform. Nigga might get cut, make him work his way on the team. But Deion guys took accountability for that though, y'all. Created the monster, bro. Why'd you have that boy thinking that? Like, yo, humbleness is everything. You sitting around $1 million niggas talking cold cash shit, but you broke. How that work? You talking like we all equal, but you broke. You ain't got no jewelry. You ain't got no accolades. You ain't got shit. But your last name Sanders. Nah. It might make him better though. He might need to see this. I mean, humble him down a little bit. And make him sit down a little bit. He might need to see this. I don't think none of them niggas getting drafted, bro. If Sheduer don't get drafted, the brother ain't getting drafted. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if they make him Mr. Irrelevant, y'all. The last pick in the draft. 7th round. Mr. Irrelevant. Just so he can wear that moniker. He can wear that name. You went from being a top 3, top 10 pick to Mr. Irrelevant. Congratulations. Now put some work in, nigga. Everything was given to him, yo. Yo, that's sometimes that's the worst thing you can do to a child. Is just give him everything. Don't make him work for nothing. And a lot of people make that mistake because, you know, we don't want our kids to go through what we went through, yo. But sometimes a little struggle is needed. It builds character. Struggle builds character. Like, yo, the man, when he went to Colorado, remember Shador Sanders, like, man, meet your starting quarterback? Like, god damn. They ain't gonna make him work. You just gonna automatically name him the starter. He ain't gotta put no work in. Like the next man. How is that helping him? Dion? How is gifting Shador Sanders the job helping him? It ain't. It's only hurting. And I think we're seeing the results. We're seeing the results of that now. What's up, Trapper? He just thought he was something that he wasn't. And now they're showing him. You know what I mean? Now they showing him who he is. Your average ball player, bro. Like you're not like he don't have undeniable talent. What the fuck? The fuck this happened? My bad, y'all. Should did a whole green screen. Yeah, he don't have undeniable talent. Your talent can be denied, bro. He don't got the physical stature. He ain't got the athleticism. All you got is Shador Sanders' last name. And you got a little bit of skills. We might can work with you. You know what I mean? But if he was somebody like RG3, if RG3 came in there with that cockiness, RG3 would have still got drafted. Because you could tell, bro. You know he got that funny ass form. But you could tell he could play football. And then you gotta realize too, y'all. The man played in SWAT. Like you wasn't even in a Division I school when y'all was fucking shit up. And the minute y'all start facing stiff competition in Colorado, they was getting belts to ass. They was getting the belt put on them boys, man. I watched one of them games. I think it was Georgia or something. Did Colorado play Georgia? What team Colorado played? Big school. Man, they was putting the belt to them boys, man. Beat all the shit out of them. They couldn't do nothing. For him to be as good as he said he is, or he is, you supposed to be able to at least carry the team a little bit. He couldn't carry the team. They just put belt to ass, man. They left that motherfucking game with welts all over. But now your mother whip your ass, she just smacked you with the belt, wherever. Arms, legs, back. That nigga whole body was whelped up. Oregon. Yeah, that's who it was. Oregon. Oregon beat the shit out of them boys. Yo couldn't do nothing. Yo got sacked like 10 times. Look at the stat line for that game. They was tearing his ass up. Surprised he didn't get hurt. And I know they're a bigger team. But if you who you say you is, make something happen. Couldn't do it. Couldn't make nothing happen. But Ryan Clark spoke on it. Then we got Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith happy as shit Shannon going through what he going through. So Stephen A. Smith uploaded another video on Shannon Sharpe. Video part 2. Part 2 of the saga. Like, come on, Stephen A. I thought Shannon was your friend. I've started to realize, yo, ain't no friends of this shit. It's a man for themselves. It's motherfucking crabs in the barrel. Like, Stephen A. I already spoke about Shannon Sharpe once. Why are you speaking on a man leaving the show? But that's your friend, though. Like my man said, like, we got still that Adam 22 time, yo, something like a friend. I guess he was something like a friend, like not no real friend. Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bates was like Adam 22 and Brick Baby. Well, at least Adam 22 and Shannon Sharpe shared similar sentiments. I mean, Adam 22 and Stephen A. They only got people that's something like friends. They're not really friends. They just, you can call them a friend if you want to, but I don't think they necessarily classify them as friends. They just something like a friend. What's Stephen A. gonna drop a video every time something new come out about Shannon Sharpe? Wonder how Shannon Sharpe feel about that. He probably don't care. Know his business. Yeah, Trevor, that's not what he said. He ain't said it was associates. He said it was something like friends. I think something like friends might be a step over top of. It's not a friend. I mean, don't ever get that confused, y'all. If anybody say you something like a friend, don't get that confused. You're not friends. But I think it might be like a step over associate. You feel me? Like, it's like right there in the middle between associate and real friend. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know how you treat them people. That's like something your nigga get caught cheating, right? And your girl be like, who the fuck is this? And you be like, oh no, she's something like a friend. No, no, don't worry about her. She just something like a friend for real. What the fuck does that mean? Hey yo, I can't believe Adam said that shit, yo. Yo say he was something like a friend, yo. And there were several occasions he called that man his friend. I heard him. I seen him do it. Yeah. I seen him call him a friend about 10 times on the platform. Yo get booked now, he just something like a friend. But that's what Stephen A. and Skip is, yo. They something like friends. And yo, can people kill that narrative on Dirk's wife? Or she's with her gay friend, man. People kill that narrative, man. Let's fuck up this spinning narratives on. All she trying to do is Yeah, so 600 y'all decides to go to Big U court date. Now, he didn't go here because he supports Big U. Yo went to the court date so he can watch Big U get drowned by the system. Yo, as black men, yo, when the fuck do we start doing shit like this? Like, that's why I say them boys gotta be police, y'all. 600, whack 100, and a whole 100 ENT. Niggas is fucking filled with police officers, man. They expose us. Yo went to Big U court date to show off and laugh at the fact he helped get that man buck. Then they come out in court that Wack is a witness. Witness number 2. Is anybody on Clubhouse gonna ask Wack why they say he was witness number 2 in the paperwork? Why in the paperwork it said somebody threatens to break his jaw repeatedly is witness number 2? Has anybody asked him that? This paperwork came out 2 days ago. That man on Clubhouse at least 20 hours out the day. Is anybody gonna ask Wack 100? Why did the federal prosecutor say that? What did they mean? Did Big U want to break other people's jaws too? Eugene was going around breaking niggas' jaws in Cali? Nah, man, I think he's wanted to break Wack's jaw. Yeah, it's in the paperwork. It's in the paperwork. It say Wack is witness number 2. And 600 and Wack 100 should be protected. Prosecutor say that. Protect from what? The big bad wolf out the streets, they can move freely now. They ain't gotta be scared. They ain't gotta be scared now. Mission complete. I ain't gonna lie, yo. If that was, man, my homeboys and 600 did that shit to me, we'd have fought in that courtroom and I all went to jail. Niggas like that, yo, you gotta catch me when you can catch them. You know what I mean? You gotta catch them when you can catch them, man. Cause they slippery and slimy. You know, they snakes. Know how hard it is to grab a snake if you don't know what you're doing? That's loose cannon there. I mean, that's Brick Baby. I mean, that's 600 and Wack 100. I'm almost home, y'all. Home like motherfucking, probably like 10 minutes. Oh, and what I tell y'all about Diddy? What I tell y'all about Diddy? Diddy ain't copping no pleas, man. I told y'all that shit in the very beginning. So Diddy was in court today, getting up for trial, because trial start May 8th. So they want to do little motions hands, I guess. And it comes out that the prosecutors offered Diddy a deal. He declined the bitch. Yo, Diddy is out to prove to the world that you can beat the feds. That's what Diddy is trying to do. Now, will he do it? Who the fuck knows? But I think that's the end game. That's the goal. What the fuck? But I drove too far now. there, yo. I'm all the way down this bitch. Oh shit, here you go. I bet I almost missed my fucking turn. These damn roads be so fucking dark, you can't see shit out this bitch. Damn, how long we was mute? Yeah, we was mute for a while. Yeah, though. Diddy try and show to the world, yo, that you can beat the feds, man. I gotta realize, yo, Diddy from Harlem. You know them Harlem niggas super cocky. Look at Cameron. Look at Jim Jones. Niggas cocky. Especially when... Fuck, look, lights even out. Hold up, yo, hold my light tank. Oh, I'm a little further up the street. That's why everything dark out this bitch. Ain't no fucking light. That's what the thunderstorm out this motherfucker. Oh, alright, bet. Yeah, but them, you know, them boys out Harlem cocky, man. They trying to show the world. You trying to show the world you can beat them bitches. You beat them bitches, man. Like they hit Diddy with trumped up charges. His lawyers say my client is not a sex trafficker. Diddy ain't no fucking sex trafficker. Diddy's just a super freak. You know what I mean? Like Shannon Sharpe and them niggas. The motherfucking freakazoids. You know what I mean? They just freaky ass niggas. There ain't no lights down this bitch. Somebody got some lights. Must have thundering down this motherfucker. Ain't thunder where I was at. We almost to the computer, y'all, so we ready to get busy. Probably like 3 minutes away from my house. It raining all fucking day, man. What's up, Robert? Albert, what it did? Can't see shit out this bitch. Yeah, but I think Stephen ain't happy Shannon. There's a lot of people happy Shannon going down. It's fucked up though. Niggas be jealous as shit. They say Shaq mad over a female. I mean, audio get released. Shaq talking about, yo, I want his head. That nigga Shaq want to see what a Shannon Sharpe head. You heard me? Probably over a white girl. No, Shaq is super trick. And they kick that bread out. They say Shannon supposed to fuck one of his girls. Shaq put a bag out. You know anything. And I mean anything. You know what I mean? Let me know. Shannon Sharpe, a freaky ass nigga, man. Your pie was getting pegged and shit. Freaky ass nigga. Yo, crazy. Talk about BDSM. I ain't never heard of no motherfucking BDSM in my fucking life until the other day. And I go, you niggas nasty. Y'all taking that shit up a whole nother notch. Nasty ass niggas. Yeah, man. It's Charlie, them niggas nasty, man. Yeah. That's why them niggas. See, that's why them niggas ain't got girls. They gotta pay women to do the shit they wanna do. They wanna be door to explore out this bitch. They wanna explore all avenues. It's crazy. Put better to bed and shit. They probably be fucking with the transmissions. As long as you sign an NDA, anything goes. Yeah. That's why I even getting them. I was questioning them NDAs. Like, yo, why the fuck are you niggas going around with these papers? Fuck y'all keep them in y'all back pocket. Look, I need to sign this NDA first and foremost, cause this shit gonna get wild. This shit gonna get real freaky in this bitch. I'm telling you, you want to sign this bitch, cause we don't want nobody to know how we moving. No, fuckers, it's a secret society. All we ask is trust. You heard me? That's all he asks is trust out that bitch. Freak ball ass niggas. Yeah, he did. For real, okay? That nigga doing the explorer, man. Yo told the girl, allegedly. This is what the girl said. This ain't coming from me. I will never repeat this shit on any other time. Yo told the girl he was gonna rip her asshole or some shit like that. Some old wild shit. I say, damn, Shannon. Why you wanna do that to that girl, man? Girl, that's somebody's daughter, man. Why you wanna do it like that? You'll say some no man ever want you. You wanted to ruin it for the next man. Damn. That's dirty, yo. That's different, y'all. That's some different shit there. Nasty ass niggas. I told y'all it's the freaky bloggers, y'all. Yo, we gotta make that stick. DJ Academics, Adam 22, Shannon Sharpe, and Joe Buttons. They're the freaky bloggers. And Freddy Flacco. Can't forget Freddy Flacco. Yeah, freaky ass nigga too. He got a charge on the underage. Or something like that. Dang, yo. Yeah, them niggas crazy. Yo, Yo, this is what I'm trying to get people to understand. And women, y'all need to learn this, man. Yo, most niggas that's over sexualized up in their 30s, them niggas is gay. If you or DL, you in your 30s, yo, and you still head over heels for sex, that's a red flag. Now it ain't 100%. It could just be a motherfucker started late. But when you got people like Shannon Sharpe and them, man, they've been fucking for years. They got money. Even if they did start late, they got money. They had money for 20, 30 years. Yo, you shouldn't still be like that. Unless it's something that, you looking for, you ain't getting. You know what I mean? Y'all here perpetrating like you like women. But you don't just like women. No, it's a little deeper than you like women. You want to take it, you want to turn it up a notch. Yeah, you want to turn it up a notch. Liking women ain't enough. Hold up, y'all. Let me get my charger. All right, y'all, we back. Showtime now, man. I get my fucking charger to that motherfucking dirty ass fucking shirt I had on. I ain't fucking the motherfucking toe trucks. Getting dirty as a bitch. Yeah, G man, that's what it is, yo. It ain't really no other explanation to it. You know what I mean? There is no real other explanation to some of these things that these guys is involved in. You know what I mean? Like the Diddy situation. When you get to a point where this motherfucking bump rate bust this bit. You get to a point where you are ordering escorts to come fuck your girls Yo, that's you know, that's a little wild. You know what I mean? Like I said, it ain't 100%. Yo, but I think the percentage is high enough for women to question them niggas. You feel me? No, you know, ain't nothing 100%. Even when I talk about the rats and the characteristics of a rat, it ain't 100%. But it's enough to if you see some of these characteristics, to back off of them. You know what I mean? Unless you want to end up in motherfucking federal penitentiary. Yeah, yo, like that shit weird. But you got Shaq right here. Well, Matt Barnes talking about Shaq wanted to take Shannon Sharpe down. Wanted to take him down, man.
Hey, he said, please, please, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back, and he's been off him. So that's why he's doing this. But please, please, please keep his name quiet.
To that. Have you guys talked? We haven't. Shaq feels the way he feels, and he's perfectly fine to feel that way. I said what I said. I still think Shaq is a phenomenal basketball player, even though, you know, he minimized my career. I'm fine. The thing is, first don't fuck your bitch in the click you claim. West side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife.
Shaq is on some time. Shaq don't like Shannon Sharpe? Holy, that's a good one. Where's that beef stemming from?
What did that video say in the beginning?
But I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy. So again, I don't know if you're on that kind of time or not, but Shaq is known to throw large sums of money around. So just want to put that out there. Stay quiet. Hey, he said, please, please, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back, and he's been off him. So that's why he's doing this. But please, please, please keep his name quiet.
Man, Shaq crazy as a motherfucker, boy. You know Shaq is super motherfucking he one of them niggas too. Shaq like them young girls too. I don't know if they see that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, this is the thing, right? It's the thing, right? Keep it real with y'all. Keep it real with y'all, yo. Yo, you make out much better dealing with one female, man. Like, you make out, especially if you got money like these guys got money, yo, you make out much better. Yo, you don't hear nothing from Ice Cube. You don't hear nothing from Ludacris. You don't hear, yo, this shit is bust. I gotta bust this bitch. I do not like this bump in my face. Yo, you don't hear nothing from Snoop Dogg. Like, you don't hear nothing from the guys that been in their relationships for however long they've been involved in. You don't hear nothing from LeBron. You know what I mean? But these guys that's moving wild, like Shaq, Shannon Sharpe, you always gonna hear some old weird shit come from them. Like, it was just a couple months ago, Shaq was going through a shit with a girl that exposed them and shit went left. See, the thing is, in the community, we've been sold a lie through rap music. We've been sold this dream of, no, you gotta have multiple women, Yo, but as you get older, especially if you live that life at one point in time, yo, you can't live that life forever. You shouldn't even want to live that life forever because it's dangerous. You know, motherfuckers, women get STDs and shit. Like, yo, I remember, I used to be, sometimes you fuck with a girl, man, now you got worried about, dang, yo, calling the bus, hope she ain't burn me. Yo, everybody got time to be going through that shit all be up to your 50s and motherfucking 60s. You feel me? But with these guys, since they got money and they involved in freaky activity, they can't deal with just one woman. You know, one woman can't fulfill their sexual desires. You understand me? So these niggas getting their ass ate and pegged and all type of weird ass shit. So they gotta pay women. Y'all understand what I'm saying? When these guys are up there in their age moving like that, yo, it's some weird shit going on, man. Ain't 100%, but like I said, it's enough to question them. You feel me? It's enough to be like, I don't know, something ain't right about shorty. Yo, you 60 years old, you still playing the field at 60? And all your girls are 25, 30, yo, and you know you paying them. They ain't doing nothing for free. So what you paying them for? You ain't just paying them for sex. No, hell no. Not no regular sex. No, you paying them for something a little bit different. I mean, some shit that you ain't gonna be able to get one girl to do repeatedly. Unless it's a financial, unless it's a dollar sign attached to it. That's what be going on with these niggas, man.
No, you know, he minimized my career. I'm fine. The thing is, first of all, fuck your bitch and the click you claim.
You took me sticking up for Shy, ex-jealous of Joker. Shows you how smart you are. And how you say anything to get clicks. So here's some clickbait for you. If you ain't ranked in the top 10 of your profession, then you can't speak on me. Don't forget, I know what you did to get where you at. What the fuck did he do? Me jealous? Sounds like you jealous. I know you trying to stay relevant by gossiping on your podcast. We don't believe you. You need more people. In case you forgot, I remember he said this. 4 rings, 3 finals MVPs, top 50, and top 75. Google me. And to be quite frank, all of this new success you got, you still under me. You don't know my work ethic, but according I work less than you, but I'm worth more than you. Make it make sense. Love you too. If you need help making money, it's better ways than gossiping. I'm too old for this shit. Love always, the most dominant big. I remember he said this. The most dominant big man ever, who never took it serious. Remember, I don't know you. In the words of Skip Bayless, I'm better than you. I have it, you don't. Not in my profession. In your GOAT debate, never wanted to be the GOAT. I wanted to be who you should be. Greet, the most dominant ever. I don't know, man. Kobe did snitch on Shaq back in the day. Kobe was wild as shit for that. Definitely snitched on Shaq. All right, so let's get back to so Stephen A. Smith. I think Stephen A. Smith spoke on this nigga Shannon again, y'all. Like, yo, I thought y'all was friends. Oh, I forgot. They're not friends. They're something like friends. Yo, we got to make that term popular, yo. Adam 22 taught us something new. You can be something like friends with a person. Look, yo, this is crazy, yo. That man made a hour-long video about Shannon Sharpe leaving first take. Hey, yo, Stephen A. Smith dead, bro. And like, yo, these niggas is, yo. Look, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you. Let me put y'all on with something. If one of my homeboys, right? Say Dirk was my man. I'm blogging, but Dirk my man. You feel me? Dirk gets booked. Yo, I probably would release a statement. You know what I mean? Damn, yo, that shit fucked up. Free my man, free the guys, and keep it moving. Yo, I'm not gonna be doing hour-long videos talking about Dirk and his whole case. Damn, I don't know if he gonna catch no bail. You feel me? Like, yo, when you close to a situation, yo, you gotta remain quiet, because similar to like when I was saying with Gene Deal and all those guys is coming out against Diddy, your word gets deemed more credible because of your close affiliation to this person. So when you speak, people take it as fact, even if it ain't fact. It really could just be your opinion. So you gotta be careful speaking on situations where you close to the person. That's like the Jane Dale situation, right? The reason I always call Jane Dale out is because, yo, you speaking on things that you heard, not things that you seen. But since you close to Diddy, people are going to take it like, yo, you seen these things. What you're saying is 100% accurate. Only for Diddy to get booked and say, yo, I ain't never see Diddy do nothing. Like, yo, hold the fuck up, Jane. You for 5, 6, 7 years talking about all this fucked up shit that he did. Now he get booked and you ain't saying nothing. That's the same shit Whack 100 is doing with my man Eugene. Went on a 4-year campaign of slander, only for now Eugene to get booked and he ain't never see Eugene do nothing crazy. Like, man, these motherfuckers crazy. Hell no, he did that. Yo, that's crazy. He did that, yo. Yo, we gonna be live all night tonight. Yo, I ain't gotta go to work until 2 o'clock tomorrow. So long as I get in the bed by 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, as long as I get in the bed by 4, we rocking, man. Fuck it, we up.
I need you all to stop what you're doing and listen up.
Yeah,
you know how much I love this time of year. The NBA playoffs is in full effect. And with all this action jumping off, the Stephen A. Smith Show wants to make sure. To continue to like and follow the show, just click the right hand, just click the bell in the lower right hand corner, and you too shall be considered the latest member of the Stephen A. Smith Show family, courtesy of being updated on all of our newest content. And while you're doing that, make sure to pick up a copy of my New York Times best-selling book, Straight Shooter, a memoir of second chances and first takes. Now in paperback. Let's get to the latest news, and it's involving Mr. Shannon Sharpe, who announced yesterday that he would be stepping away.
Hey, yo. Hey, Dave, yo, call the man Mr. Shannon Sharpe. Not my guy. Not my man. That ain't his man no more. He's just Mr. Shannon Sharpe. I thought it was like brothers. It's crazy, yo. Hey, yo. Industry is worse than the streets, y'all. Yo, this shit bad. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, this shit bad, yo. Yo, call him Mr. Shannon Sharpe. He might have said the guy, he might as well say, you know, the guy Shannon Sharpe that I be working with sometimes. Yeah, we ready to talk about him. Like, just fucking, y'all ain't got no connections. Like, I just work with him sometimes. You know, the guy, you know what I'm talking about. He might as well describe them. Hey, yo. Hey, you might as well describe them. Don't you know the guy that be on First Take on Tuesdays? Y'all know the guy, the dark-skinned guy, big ass head. Yo, these niggas is crazy, yo. Yo, I'm trying to tell you. Yo, stay the fuck away from Stephen A. Yo, stay the fuck away from these type of guys, yo. The Stephen A. Smiths and the Adam 22s, yo, stay far away. These niggas is nobody's friend. Let me run it back, yo. That man said Mr. Shannon Sharpe.
Smith Show family, courtesy of being updated on all of our
right, the black guy that walked funny. You know the one with the bad feet.
Copy of my New York Times best-selling book, Straight Shooter, a memoir of second chances and first takes, now in paperback. Let's get to the latest news, and it's involving Mr. Shannon Sharpe, who announced yesterday that he would be stepping away from ESPN and ESPN's First Take, my daytime job, at least until the NFL preseason, sometime later on this summer. As you may recall, a lawsuit was filed against Shannon on Sunday by a woman using the name.
As you may recall. Yo, this nigga. Hey, yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo. I hope you're not talking about this for 57 minutes, yo, because we is never gonna get through this. If you may recall. Yo, you just talked about it yesterday, Steven. What you talking about? What was it, yesterday or the day before? Yeah, we recall. Talking about it yesterday. This shit all over the place. Yo, this nigga crazy. Yo, they know how to pick them. I swear, y'all. They know how to pick them. Right, not my brother Shannon, but Mr. Shannon Sharpe. You know the guy. The guy with the suits and shit. The LeBron James fan. You know the guy, y'all. That's how I be trying to convince my girl sometimes. Like, man, you know that nigga, man. The nigga used to live across the street. Get to describing him. Yo, so you don't remember the nigga. Yeah, that's Stephen A. Smith. That's what Stephen A. Smith doing right now. Yeah, nigga crazy.
Jane Doe, or using a Jane Doe pseudonym. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleged that Shannon Sharpe committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery.
Yo, Steve
Shannon and
Sharpe,
his attorneys responded with evidence of the relationship being quote-unquote consensual. And Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, responded by releasing audio of an alleged conversation between his client and Shannon. For those that don't know, Tony Busby is the same attorney that filed the lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy, alleging they both sexually assaulted a minor, which has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z has now countersued Busby. Needless to say, the headlines this week took on a life of their own, and as a result, Shannon announced he was stepping away from ESPN. Here's a portion of Shannon's statement that he posted on social media. Quote, "I will be devoting this time to my family
he did
and
not
responding
have to
and
cover
dealing
this,
with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family,
that man in the content.
fans, friends, and colleagues." End quote.
Producers, this plugin helps you finish your tracks way faster. Check this out. I'm going to start with this loop that I made here.
The crazy thing about it, right, is I believe the shit was consensual. But it's the fact that she was so young, the things that he was doing with her, it's almost like him being 54 and her being 19 and the crazy sexual escapades they was having. It was like, yo, can that even be considered? Like, it was almost like manipulation. You know what I mean? Like, yo, he's gonna have a hard time proving that shit was like 100% consensual. He's gonna walk away with having to kick some bread out. And then the thing about it, right? Yo, she wasn't trying to take $10 million, yo. She wasn't trying to take $10 million. I ain't say she was no victim. I'm saying he got tricked. That's what the fuck happened. And he got tricked. That happens. You know what I mean? When you dabbling in that arena, yo, you liable to get tricked off the streets. You liable to get tricked off some bread. And that's what happened. That's what happened. He supposed to known better. Supposed to known better. And like I say, she didn't take 10 million. That lets you know her angle. Oh, she trying to drain you, bro. I told you what I did. So I ain't even gonna say it again. But you get to talk about 10 million. Okay. Or 50 million, I mean. You're so right. I got 50,000 right now. You hear me? Go straight to the block with it. Y'all got 50,000, y'all. I need it gone by tonight.
And a difficult week from a sports media perspective, certainly as it pertains to First Take.
Yeah,
Shannon Sharpe became a friend.
Are they friends
I
again?
recruited him to come on board on ESPN's First Take. He came on board and he did a sensational job. No matter the amount of success that we enjoyed for the 12 years prior to his arrival, he helped take it to another level last year.
Yo, see, there you go. Yo, see, yo, these niggas, that's the backhanded compliments. I mean, we already had success, but he did take it to another level. Like, yo, you didn't have to mention the 12 years previously, Steven. Why mention the 12? Like, you trying to big up your man. your friend or something like a friend, whatever he is to you at this point. Why go into what you did before him? Like, that's not even important to the conversation if you're trying to, prop him up.
And we were doing our thing this year as well. And so when the news came down,
Oh, he got $30 million to give away?
That's
a lot of money, yo.
He and ESPN had mutually agreed that he would need to come off the airwaves of ESPN.
No, we didn't even know that information. Now we didn't know that information. I don't know. We didn't know that information, yo. Shannon Sharpe didn't say him and ESPN mutually agreed to separate. He said that he was leaving. Yeah, I got it. Oh no, I don't. I mean, more than likely I got it, bro. I don't see it, but more than likely I got it. And I ain't trying to end the live. Appreciate it. Yeah, he happy. He loves it. He got him out the way. Now, all right. Appreciate it. Suit the album for the 15 out of cash yet. Straight up. Appreciate it, bro. He happy as a motherfucker. He got that boy. He got him out the way. Now he can enjoy all the fruits of it. Yeah, he running content on him. Like, why are you running? Like, the man is going through some probably the worst time of his life. And you supposed to be his friend. And you running content on a nigga. This ain't no different than Adam 22 and Brick Baby. This is Adam 22 and Brick Baby Part 2. You know what I mean? Difference is Steven didn't crash him out. But you shouldn't be running content, days worth of content on your friend. You should have spoke on it one time and moved past the shit. Ignored it. Act like it ain't even exist. You adding to it, but this is somebody supposed to be your friend though.
It was
for real. With friends like this, who need enemies.
To me personally, because I'm gonna miss him. But it was not a surprise.
Damn.
When I was on a lot of people were looking for me to say something. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to speak to one's innocence or one's guilt about something I have absolutely positively no knowledge of whatsoever.
There you go, separate yourself again. I would know the nigga for real.
Do I believe that Shannon Sharpe is guilty of what he has been accused of? Absolutely not. That is my personal opinion.
Okay.
The brother that I've come to know, believe, would assault or rape anybody. And I'm going to state that emphatically. But just as emphatically, I'm going to remind everybody it is my opinion because of what I feel about him. Not in any way implying that I know a damn thing beyond that, because I don't know.
There you go,
I've seen the text messages by his lawyer, who, by the way, I don't think has been impressive in this at all, because some of the information that was let out to the public, I have no idea why a lawyer would advise such a thing.
Yeah, yo, I ain't gonna lie. The lawyer releasing that Shannon offered her $10 million was insane. And the lawyer telling Shannon Sharpe to mention that girl's name was even worse. Because that's what opened up the door for all the text messages and shit like that. They had a confidentiality agreement. Once Shannon broke that, the floodgates opened. Now you got blogs posting the story from 4 days ago like it's breaking news. Yo, in the lawsuit, when we first read the lawsuit, we found out about the other girl, the other ex-girlfriend. Why are blogs running that shit 4 days later? Now that's the shit I don't like. You know what I mean? That's the bullshit. That's the nonsense that the media does. Why are y'all running that 4 days later when that came out in the original lawsuit? Why y'all ain't just run it the whole day? That's these blogs trying to drag out stories on the backs of another person.
But that's a different subject for another day. And we're allowed to deduce from an opinion perspective.
You do, Jalen? I ain't.
We believe in what we don't.
He probably
so long as we concede that we have no way of knowing definitively what the truth is. What I can speak about is the fact that this 3-time Super Bowl champion and this Hall of Famer, who emphatically stated to me over the phone how innocent he is of these allegations that have been levied against him.
He's just a freak.
Insisting repeatedly that anything you read, anything you see, anything you hear was fully and totally consensual.
Yeah, he is.
He has always been such a scary idea to
Shannon
me.
like a Diddy. You know what I mean? Little freaky ass nigga, man. He just went a little bit low, went a little bit too low this time.
In the same breath, what's inescapable is that without us knowing all the merits, he was working with Disney, where I've worked since 2003, excluding
But
my departure
hold
from
up, yo. We're not gonna sit back and act
2011.
like Disney a motherfucking saint. Yo, Disney got indictments. The amusement park. Like Disney workers indicted for sex trafficking.
According to CBSNews.com, authorities have arrested 108 people, including alleged child sexual predators and those seeking prostitutes, in a 6-day undercover human trafficking operation in Florida.
We ain't ready to paint Disney out of the motherfucking saints. Look at all this shit. Disney employee, May 17th, 2022. Disney employee, October 17th, 2024. Disney employee, September 29th, 2023. Like, go get the fuck out of here, y'all. Disney got some goddamn nerves. Disney employee, May 21st, 2022. May 17th, 2022. Man, we can go on and on for fucking days. Disney got some motherfucking... Disney should have stood 10 toes behind Shannon Sharpe, all the fuck shit Disney got going on. The same people that fired or made Shannon Sharpe take a leave of absence probably move just like Shannon Sharpe. Now let's continue. We ain't ready to do that. Act like Disney innocent. Fuck out of here. Disney hired sex predators. How about the missing kids? Kids going missing at Disney World.
On average, 2 to 3 children are reported missing each day in Walt Disney World alone. However, it is important to note that not all cases involve abductions, and the majority are due to children wandering off or getting separated from their families.
Yeah, but they get...
There is no evidence to support the claim that children have gone permanently missing in Disney World, and the further claim that missing children have been buried there lacks evidence and logic.
Yeah, but it does. But 2 to 3 kids go missing. Yeah, must be due to high traffic. We ain't giving Disney no motherfucking pass. Fuck Disney. Yeah, Disney should have stood 10 toes, man. Disney hired sex offenders, man.
11, when I was gone for those 2 years. Outside of that, I've been at Disney since October of 2003. I know this place. I know the worldwide leader that is ESPN, who's under the umbrella of Disney.
What's up, Nicky?
And it wasn't difficult for me to figure out what was transpiring. As I sit here before you today discussing this matter,
Hey, yo.
ESPN...
They put a fucking header down that bitch. Shannon Sharpe takes leave from ESPN. Facing a $50 million lawsuit. Calls allegations false and disturbed and disruptive. He think it's crazy. Yeah, this is fucked up, Steven. Like, yo, it's like he tried to stand with him, but stand away from him at the same time. Like, this nigga wavering. If you gonna support him or you ain't. Like, yo, we don't need both sides coming from you. You his friend, supposedly, or you know, something like a friend, like Adam would say. But it's either you're gonna stand with them or stand against it or don't speak on it at all. But this flip-flopping, wavering shit, this is bogus. Yo, if you my friend, don't do no shit like this. Don't do this. I won't do this to you. I promise you. I'm gonna go on that bitch and say she fucking lying. I might get hit with a defamation lawsuit. Fuck around. You hear me? Yo, what about my friends get involved in some shit like this? I might get hit with defamation. Cause she lying. I know she lying. He don't move like that. We did everything together. I know he'll operate like that. Next thing I'm getting slapped with a lawsuit, 30 million defamation for real. Cause that's I was staying with him. You know what I mean? Fuck it, we going out together. You hear me? Shannon Sharpe, yo, fuck with that young girl, man.
And Disney have
I don't
a
know,
wait
probably.
and see attitude when it comes to whatever evidence they may learn about this entire situation involving Shannon Sharpe from a legal and from a civil perspective. What they didn't need as it pertains to those two things that I just mentioned, they didn't need any definitive evidence at this particular moment in time about all of that stuff. Once all the things
Yo,
Shannon
nobody
Sharpe's
needs to know
lawyer
this though,
put out
Chad.
there,
I mean, Steven.
it was uncomfortable to listen to, and it was not something that
So
Walt
basically,
Disney wanted.
Steven, they sent Steven on a Steven. Let him know how we feel. Like I think most people knew this. Like we didn't need a refresher course from Stephen A. Smith to explain ESPN's position. Like nobody, like this was unwanted, unneeded. We didn't need this. I think most people with sense understood ESPN's position and why they decided to do what they did. Like we didn't need a replay.
Associated with its brand. So to have him on the airwaves while all of that stuff was put out there was not something that Disney was going to take. That is what I mean when I say I'm not surprised.
No, he had deep thought.
In getting to know Shannon Sharpe,
I hate these niggas, man.
I know a lot of things that he has articulated that he has been through in his life.
He definitely, that's exactly what
I
he's
can't
doing.
imagine too many things in life tougher than what he's going through now. And there's a lot of people out there talking a lot of smack, a lot of stuff about him. You will never hear that from me.
The fuck ain't no
It
different.
will not happen. I don't give a damn if we speak a day from now, a month from now, a year from now, years from now. He's my friend.
Why y'all not speaking? Oh, hold up.
And it's always going to be that way.
Hold the fuck up. Wait, what is it, a riff, Steven? Yo, Steven, Stephen A. Smith probably went to them guys. We gotta pull him. We gotta pull him. Hey, yo, I can see Stephen A. Smith talking to Shannon Sharpe, and then going up the high ups of ESPN. Guys, I can't work with him. I can't work with him. It's too much heat. He gotta go. And then get on this bitch and be like, yeah, Shannon is my friend. You feel me? It hurts him. It hurts me just as much as it hurts him. Hey, yo, these guys are crazy, yo. I'm telling you, yo, I can see him doing that. Soon as news broke, Stephen A. got on his phone and called Disney. What we gonna do, guys? Like he part of the conversation and shit. One of them niggas like the dude, like the dude that set up Fred Hampton. You know, he was mad that the fans didn't tell him about the raid because he thought he was a Fed agent. That's Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith went up there and talked to the high ups, like, guys, what are we gonna do? And then look, when the conversation held, when the final decision was made, Stephen A. Smith wasn't invited. He couldn't get in the room. He had to sit outside and wait. So what they say? What they say? That's such a dumbass tell, Steve. We'll let you know in the morning. You'll find out with the rest of the people. Dumbass, you ain't part of us. That's what happens though, yo. Motherfuckers, they get corporatized and think they're part of the motherfucking part of the solution, but they're really part of the problem. That's why I really ain't got no remorse even for Shannon Sharpe. Now I don't like how the blogs are carrying them on Instagram, but at the end of the day, yo, Shannon Sharpe chose a side. And once you choose that side, you stay over there. You know what I mean? Or Keep It G News. That's how I carry it. Once you choose the side of tearing black men down that don't deserve it, like Kyrie Irving, who ain't did nothing to nobody, ain't never been in trouble. All he does is speaks his mind, and you get on platforms and you demean him and diminish him and disrespect him for speaking his mind on behalf of the corporations, then yo, you chose a side, bro. So stay there. Don't come back and be black again. Now he's trying to take a black man down. How many black men have Shannon Sharpe took down with his takes on First Take, with his takes on Fox FS1? A lot. Russell Westbrook was one.
I'd say the same thing to you about anybody else that I know to be my friend. I don't have to work with you. I don't have to be around you. I don't have to be around you all the time, talking to you all the time, to have love for you and to wish you the best.
They beefing, y'all.
And that's exactly what it's going to be for him. I sincerely hope that all of this goes away and we find there's a bunch of falsehoods to these allegations, and he's able to come back in this industry and do what he has been doing, which has been phenomenal.
Should I switch to Monday CRM? Updating this field is so confusing. This CRM
Shannon
sucks.
probably thinks Stephen A. got his ass fired. Hell, they not friends right now. If they was friends right now, he wouldn't have said some of the things he just said. He wouldn't have talked about, I don't care if I would talk to him in a week, in a day, in a year. You should still be in conversation with him right now. They probably told the higher ups probably told Stephen A. he had to cut him off. Stephen, you got to dissociate yourself from Shannon. Can't be friends no more. Yo, grown ass man, told another grown ass man he can't fuck with a grown ass man. Like, yo, come on some work shit though. Man, these niggas crazy.
I hope Club Shay Shay and Nightcap and all of these other things that he's associated with, that he continues to thrive in his life.
Yeah, but
and move forward. And whatever mistakes he may have made along the way, I'm not talking from a legal or civil perspective. I'm talking about in his eyes or that of others, whether it be moral or something else. I hope that he corrects whatever he feels he needs to correct and he moves forward. But in the process of doing all of that, I hope we're all reminded of a few things. And this extends far beyond a Shannon Sharpe or anybody else. One of the things that we need to remind ourselves of,
what's that, Steve?
Is that in this day and age, very few things are private. In this day and age, there's very few things that won't come to light, because most things do.
Most.
But thinking beyond Shannon, thinking beyond myself, just thinking about the world that we live in terms of the podcast stratosphere and everything like that.
It's definitely a huge takedown. Like, Shannon Sharpe was at the top of the podcasting game. Like, as a black man, like, he was up there next to motherfucking, what's the white dude name? I can't never remember names. Yo, let this girl take him down, man. Like, damn, shorty. Yo, that shit crazy for real. Took him all the way down. Like, ain't no telling how far he gonna drop. Nah, not Skip Bayless. Joe Rogan. Yeah, Joe Rogan. Shannon Sharpe was the black equivalent to Joe Rogan, man.
Around thinking you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. You could your own operation.
That's probably why Stephen A. Curry like that. Probably
that's not true.
He stuck his neck out there for him.
I've had people open their mouth and they've said, Stephen A.,
the very big of the game.
You work for ESPN. What kind of control do you really have?
None.
This is my podcast. This is my YouTube show. I own this. But if you think for 1 second that I can just do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and there's not going to be any repercussions, you're clueless. And you're destined to fail and fall on your face.
You should be able to.
I'm not talking about Shannon Sharpe. I'm not talking about Shannon Sharpe. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about a climate that we're living in. Some people sit up there and they look at me and they say, Stephen A. don't get himself in this kind of trouble. How does he pull it off? Well, first of all.
Oh, fuck. Who is these people? Who the fuck is these people, y'all? Because I don't think nobody is questioning Stephen A. right now. Like, yo, why does it? He made it about himself. Yo, turn this shit into the Stephen A. Smith show. Like, yo, I thought you was talking about Shannon, bro. Your friend or your ex-friend or whatever the fuck you want to call him today. Yo, who is sitting back right now with all the Shannon Sharpe shit going on and saying, damn, yo, Stephen A. Smith don't never get in trouble. yo, is it anybody in the comments that thought that? Let me know in the comments, yo. With all this, with the shit that's going on with Shannon Sharpe, did anybody sit back and be like, damn, yo, Stephen A. Smith, yo, he doing a good job staying out of trouble? Let me know. It never crossed my mind, not in the last 5 days. Talking about some people. Who's these people? Name them. What you talking about? Hate when they do that. Name the people that's saying that, Steven. Ain't nobody saying that shit, nigga.
There's certain behaviors and proclivities that you never have to worry about me engaging in. But most importantly than that, I often say this about Walt Disney. I'd rather work for a place with standards than one looking for them.
Oh, shit.
You know why? Because lines are drawn. And I never have to worry about crossing them because guess what?
What, yo?
I've got something there reminding me, hold on. Hold on. You don't need to do that. It's not a silo. I'm not by myself. I don't ramifications or repercussions. I always have to be concerned about that. So I'm challenged every day to come on the airwaves and think about the ramifications and repercussions of anything that I do. Constantly. And because of that, that's an additional guardrail to secure me.
Yo think he killing it right now. Like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about you for, yo? Yo, for real, Jalen. Yo, what is he talking? The fuck is this nigga crazy? Yo, why are you talking about you, Steven? Anybody talk about you right now, man? Yo, that's how you know he's happy that Shannon is gone. Now it's all out. He's Tupac Shakur reincarnated. All eyes on me. You hear me? Just like he wanted it from the beginning.
From putting myself in a position that could jeopardize myself, my show, my brand, my family,
right, so, but now I mean you gotta
company that I work for, anything like that. Again, I'm not talking about Shannon.
Yeah, you is. Now. You definitely talk about Shannon.
I'm talking about what people say when it comes to people like myself and others who unapologetically.
So he's saying he better than Shannon.
Explain that we have people to answer to. And all you folks out there with your own podcast, running your own operations, if you have advertisers and sponsors, get what? You answer to somebody too. And I'm here to tell you, don't be upset about it.
I drag. So I
feel good about it.
I don't give a fuck. You see, they fuck my channel all the time. You feel me? They killing our views now. What I'm doing? Still calling these niggas goofies and clowns and suckers and yeah, I mean, fuck that. I'm not the control type. You feel me? Like these niggas are used to being controlled. I mean, you can put them in a cotton field. They're going to come back with buckets. You hear me? Totes of cotton. Crazy. They'll come back with totes. Yes, master. I've been picking cotton all day, master. But I can go pick some more, though. No, I'm a little tired. I ain't sleeping 3 days, but I pick it till I fall out, master. If that's what you want me to do. Sucker ass niggas.
Because you need to view it as an extra line of security that enables you, it being a guardrail, it enables you to watch lines that you want to make sure that you don't cross. Because when those lines are always there, you usually know it. And you usually make sure you don't cross it. Because the bigger picture is always staring in front of your face.
What's the bigger picture, yo? The bag?
I've seen a lot of stuff happen over the last few months. I've seen a lot of stuff happen over the last few years.
What you saying, yo? Let us know. You might have missed it.
And in almost every case, guardrails were pretty much absent. I'm glad I have guardrails. The people that work for me, the people that work with me, the people I work for, the public at large.
But the crazy thing about it is Shannon worked for the same people. So I don't understand the relevance of this conversation. So you saying Shannon didn't abide by the guardrails? Did he cross the guardrails? Was it a picket fence? Was it barbed wire? Is it like a prison where you explain these rails, man? I'm intrigued to know, what do these rails look like?
I found a way to be me, while in the same breath guarding myself against some of the things I need to be guarded against. Just a thought. Just a thought. Back to Shannon. I'll always be here for him if he needs me. Just the same way I said that about Skip Bayless.
Oh my God. Skip ain't got nothing to do with this.
When he departed from Fox. Just the same way that I would say about any of my friends. That's what friends do.
No, hell no. This is not what friends do, Steve.
Even in the toughest of times.
This is fucking not what friends do. Friends do not do this. You ain't even supposed to do. You've been talking about that man for 17 minutes. You ain't even supposed to be doing this. Disney sent that man out on a motherfucking crash out mission. I'd have been like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Steven, Shannon Sharpe said enough. There's no need for me to speak on this again. He already spoke on it. He released a statement. Salute to Shannon. I'll be glad when he comes back. Next topic. Not all of this. You feel me? You don't do this with your friends, man.
Sometimes, especially the toughest of times. They ain't telling you you're right all the time. And hell, sometimes they may not stop you from falling into that abyss. But they're there to lift you up when nobody else will.
These guys are characters, man.
Other than I hope he's back in this business real soon on linear television, talking some football. Because that man knows his football. And he certainly knows how to entertain us while he's talking about football. I'm going to miss him. I hope he's back soon. But if by some happenstance that doesn't happen, I'm always going to be wishing the best for him. No matter what.
Good goddamn well Shannon Sharpe ain't coming back. You did all that shit. Good and goddamn well Shannon Sharpe is not coming back. It's not coming back, y'all. We done read this book before. Yeah, I'm leaving, I'll be back. He's not coming back. It's a little ass white girl. that he said he was going to choke the shit out of. It's not coming back. It's not happening. Shit fucked up. So Shannon Sharpe said, Shannon Sharpe lawyer said he's only offered rape accused a $10 million settlement so they could keep details about his sexual life private. He went on to say that Shannon Sharpe refused to have a child with the girl. She resorted to extortion, leading to his client multi-million-dollar offer. While Shannon was willing to pay for a substantial amount of money to avoid the intimate details of his personal life from being exposed, as many high-profile individuals often do when they are being threatened, that is no longer the case, he said. I ain't giving out no motherfucking $10 million. Yo, that's what I'm saying. You shouldn't even be moving like this. Like, why you shouldn't even be moving in a way the way as though it's that bad that you don't want nobody to know. Like, what kind of sex is you motherfuckers having? Like, yo, these guys are crazy, man. It's that bad, yo. But this is what I was talking about earlier. This is not breaking news for the day. This information came out in the first original lawsuit. We read it. So, Shannon Sharpe's attorney released a statement claiming his ex-girlfriend, Michelle Bundy Evans, don't keep chasing them little white girls, was obsessed with him. She's on probation after serving 3 years in prison for trying to kill her husband so that she could pursue a relationship with Shannon. Jesus Christ. So he out here fucking with married women. Shannon out, this bitch just doing whatever the fuck. Yo was moving reckless, you heard me. That man was moving reckless. It should be no surprise that when someone famous is in the news, all sorts of people crawl out of the woodworks to share their connection to that person in an attempt to profit from that alleged relationship. In many cases, these stories are accusations are nothing more than old news, exaggerations, or sometimes blatant misinterpretations of facts. They are shared on social media. Or fed to reports with intentional factual omissions and no regard for the truth. This is obviously purposefully designed to create a fabricated narrative. This is exactly what is happening to Shannon Sharpe, and the resurrection of the case involving Michelle Evans is a perfect example. Sadly, Miss Evans became obsessed with Shannon and decided to manufacture a claim against him. When she could not find a lawyer to pursue her outrageous story, she filed a civil complaint on her own that is completely devoid of merit. The fact is that Shannon has had no contact with this person for many years and is out understanding that she is still on probation after serving 3 years in prison trying to kill her husband. Man, I'm gonna say what I believe is Shannon Sharpe was on some freaky shit. Like, the things that the girl said he did, I believe. Now, I don't think it was rape. I think it was all consensual. But the problem is the visual of it. The problem is the audio. Like, it's too many problems. You know, you on audio saying you're going to choke her in public. And you're going to choke the shit out of her when you see her. Like, yo, that shit that's the manipulative shit. That's the shit women can sue for. They can sue for that. You know, you 6'3", 250 pounds. She probably 5'2", 120. And you out this bitch talking, you going to choke the shit out of it. Yo, women can sue for that, yo. That shit called manipulation. And she young. You talking about mental manipulation? Physical. Assault. And he fucked himself over, man. Now the audio real. It wasn't. That ain't AI. It definitely wasn't AI. Audio was real as a motherfucker. Yo said that shit. They say Javante supposed to fight Jake Paul. Y'all seen this? In November.
Jake Paul is just another spectacle. Listen, I think if Chavez comes in any kind of shape with any kind of desire, maybe it can be. It's not a terrible fight. You know, we know that Javante's going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens if there's an AJ fight. Be interested to go from Gervonta Davis to Anthony Joshua, but I don't think the Chavez fight is terrible. I think it's a smart bit of business. Hopefully Chavez can get himself up for it. He don't have too long. He's been through a lot, but he was once a decent fighter. It was a long time ago. Jake Paul Chavez, is that fight legitimate? Jake Paul is just another.
So they say Jake Paul supposed to fight Tank in November. Kanye West still crashing out. Kanye West, wow, look at this shit, y'all.
When, you know, Kim was Paris Hilton's assistant, I should have had baby with Paris Hilton over Kim Kardashian. Because could you imagine if I had kids with Paris Hilton, how many hotels I have now? You get what I'm saying? Think about that. Think about that. The Hilton.
So who is he talking to, yo?
Shit. Because I think I'm staying in a Hilton right now. The fucking Edition Hotels is a Hilton. You know what I'm saying? And Paris Hilton had the vision, and then that's what happened. Kim was like the Virgil. Kim was like Paris Hilton's Virgil. When, you know, Kim was.
Yo, why is he talking about his kid's mother like that?
And that's what happened. If you like Arnold Schwarzenegger and you have a kid with a nanny, the nanny only power is to take your kids. So Kim's only power is to take my kids. I had a baby with a fucking assistant, bro. And then put her on Vogue. Then put her on Vogue, bro. You can't put no motherfucking assistant on Vogue, bro. That's exactly Bernardo Nogue, and it's king time now, bro. No more motherfucking assistants, no more hugs. And that's what happened.
Kanye is crashing out, yo. Like, and whoever on that phone with him need to be ashamed listening to that dumbass shit. I'd be like, yo, bro. See, yo, niggas don't call me with that type of shit. Because I'm the nigga be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit sounds crazy. Like, yo, are you live? Oh, yeah, I'm live. Man, yo, get off live. Yo, talking about your baby mother like that, man. God damn, you had 2 kids by the girl. If you shouldn't, I think it was an arranged relationship, to be honest. I think that shit was arranged. You know, Hollywood, they do that. They be having arranged relationships. Now, they say, Give It a Rain, his son is recovering. That's great news. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared for Shorty. And he got a lot of promise. Did y'all see this show? This man mother died. Mother of Pittsburgh Steelers first round pick Derek Harmon passed away moments after telling her he was drafted. How the fuck did that happen? But she was already sick. She must have already sick. It says Derek Harmon had a chance to tell his mom, Tiffany Swain, that he was drafted into the NFL just moments before she passed away on Thursday, April 24th. The 21-year-old Harmon shared the emotional weight of his mother's health during a media call after the Steelers. Oh, yeah, she was already sick. Because she was in a hospital on life support. Damn. That was a little bit sweet because she worked as hard, just as hard as me, to get to this moment. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I'm very excited. He mentioned that he intended to visit his mom in the hospital right after the media call. I'm going to head straight to the hospital and tell her that her son got drafted. Tragically, shortly after he saw her. Damn, that's all she wanted to see now. It's really a blessing that she's seen it. You know what I mean? She lived long enough to see her son get drafted. But that's still crazy. Did y'all see this shit right here? I think this out in Texas. Former co-owner of Turkey Leg Hut indicted on federal charges related to a bar fire and explosion in 2020, according to the FBI. So what, he was beefing with another... Yo, this shit get crazy. He beefing with another store and set the bitch on fire. Go set the bitch on fire. Go say, man, fuck that. We're gonna win this motherfucking war. That's pretty crazy. All right, but 600. Oh, 600. You know, we've been getting on whack for the longest. Oh, what I tell y'all? Did he a real? You still in here? Did he rejected a plea deal in his federal racketeering and sex trafficking case? Lawyer claims he was a swinger, not a rapist. I told y'all Diddy wasn't taking no pleas. Let's see if TMZ reported it. Told y'all Diddy wasn't taking no plea, man. Diddy trying to fight them people, man. All them blogs that sat around lying like, yeah, Diddy's taking a plea deal. Nope. No, he ain't. He ain't taking no motherfucking plea.
You know what you need to address?
They ain't report on it.
You know what you need to address, Kiragos?
Yo, TK was fighting an uphill battle, bro. Yo, Diddy didn't sex traffic his girlfriends, man. Like, I think people not understanding. Yo, Diddy is arrested for sex trafficking Cassie and 3 other girlfriends. He ain't sex trafficked them motherfuckers. He was a swinger. Not sex trafficking.
Federal prosecutors say Price conspired to set fire to Bar 5015 back in 2020, a bar owned by his former business partner.
Damn.
He's accused of recruiting a group, including 2 other Houston men, to pour gasoline and ignite the fire. The indictment also alleges Price paid them afterward. In a separate incident, Price is accused of paying to have a stolen classic car, a 1975 Chevy Nova, set on fire. Now, if convicted, Price prosecutors
say this bitch set the shit on fire. Yo, crazy. He probably facing hella time for that shit. In custody on charge of commit arson of a commercial building and conspiring to use interstate facilities to commit arson of a vehicle. Lindell Lynn Price, former owner of Turkey Leg Hut, who now owns the Oyster Hut, is set to make his initial appearance before U.S. Magistrate Judge Dana, whatever, at 2 p.m. Also in custody and set to appear are Monty Williams, 27, and John Lee Price, both of Houston. That they got everybody. The indictment returned on April 8th and unsealed upon the arrest, alleges Price and others conspired to set fire to Bar 5015. The charges led the owner of the bar was a former co-owner of the Turkey Leg Hut and Price business partner. In early June 2020, Price had allegedly recruited a group which included Williams, John Price, and others. The charges alleged Williams, John Price, and others were involved in pouring gasoline at the entrance ramp before igniting the fire at Bar 5015. Lynn Price later provided payment to them, according to the charges. Prior to the arson, the indictment alleges that in April 2020, Lynn Price also paid John Price and others to set fire to a stolen blue 1975 Chevy Nova. Lynn Price and the others are charged with conspiracy to commit arson and faces up to 20 years in federal prison, as well as a possible $250,000 maximum fine. Damn. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I'm not doing, you doing 20 years for that? Like, you might as well kill the motherfucker. If you facing 20 years, like these motherfuckers be, you stupid ass. He's a dumb ass. Stupid motherfucker. So look, y'all, NBA Youngboy. I thought NBA Youngboy. Hey, Davon. I thought NBA Youngboy was on the box. What he got? He got one of them passes. They gave NBA Youngboy a pass on the entrance of justice. It's like, no. Hey, man. What you mean your boy doing outside, man?
Why me? Why me?
Asian.
Why me?
Why they got Asians? Why you walking around with Asians, yo? Why they got Asian on that jacket? I'd be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all can't wear them Asian jackets.
Why me? Why me?
Like, yo, if they're not real Asians, y'all can't wear them Asian jackets, bro. Everybody already think I'm the police. Y'all walking around with Asian jackets on. Now, but look at this. Look at this shit, though, y'all. Look at Young Thug. Have y'all seen this? Let's try to find that. So Young Thug. No. Let's go to 600 first. The rat. $600 the rat. What's that nigga page name? There you go. So this fuckboy decides it's a good idea to go to the courthouse while Big U's in court. Now this man that made
What's up?
like who is this guy? Yeah, where do these people come from? This man that made a fucking living off of slandering Big U with Whack 100. Yo, basically, yo, if he went to the court hearing, Whack 100 went. Yo, we might as well say, yo, Whack 100 went to Big U's first court hearing. Because they one and the same. He's going on behalf of Whack 100, so they both went. You know what I mean? It's like if you hanging with a rat, y'all both rats. Same type of situation. He went to the courthouse, so Whack went to the courthouse. Like, they are like fucking, they is twins at this point. They both moving on one accord.
With it, I really don't know where to start, but you know, if you look at the indictment, Big U paperwork, it showed his court date would be today at 9:30, and I really forgot. Like, I've been having so much going on, so what I do is I get a reminder, so I detour. I stopped the workout and all that. I said, oh no, we got to be there. Let me go get everything. You feel me? Let's go. We're going there. You feel me? So I get there like,
like
8 o'clock.
Like he's talking about it like this some gangster shit. Like, yo, you're not going to support that man. You're going to make sure he get buried under the prison. But he talking about it like, yeah, like Big U is man. I'm showing up, you know, to show out and show support, show the judge that he got people that love him. Bitch, you're going there to make sure Big U never see the light of day. But he's talking about it like, yeah, you know me, I pulled up. Somebody should have slapped him. That's what the fuck should have happened. Beat his ass out right in the federal courthouse.
And I posted a video on Instagram. Up here early, by myself. We gonna be here.
Yeah, like I see them niggas. I don't see shit that's celebrities.
But I want to see who's gonna show up.
I give a nigga head nod.
And you know, just see what dudes that the energy be like in person. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm by myself. I'm gonna show up. Ain't no you ain't going and all that. We all been to court before. Nigga, all type of things happen at court. It been fights at court and all that. So let's just see what this energy is at when we in these people's presence. You feel me? So bam, we get there. You feel me? Mind you, I'm early, and they start a little late. But as we in the hall, we're all in the hallway. You feel me? And some lady, I'm not gonna say her name, is there supporting the dude. And she's like, come up to me, want to talk to me, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing here? I'm like, I'm just here supporting. You know what I'm saying?
Not there support.
Disrespectful to who? How? You've been okay. What did I say that was disrespectful? She couldn't tell me. You said, oh, you recording me? Well, look, I'm a switch for you. So she want to turn around and do like, and she want to model for me. Mind you, this is someone's mother.
You feel me? So she says, I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna switch for you. So she want to show her little booty. You feel me? And show off to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your son, who's my age, know what you're doing? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah, that's all it is. They can breathe again.
You know, I really hate
that man. He finally get some air. That man couldn't breathe for a while. It was foggy in California. Motherfucking wildfires. They were choking. Them big dudes out there on the streets. Now they got a little bit of air. He eased up. He eased up the headlock he had him in. You know, they windpipe free. Now they can breathe. That's what the fuck that is. Punk ass nigga. They're too big to be scared of another nigga.
to talk about the mama because, you know, I had a mother. She's not here. I know how emotional women be. So I'm not going to really go in on her as I should. I should. I got all right to. She physically went in on me. But I'm going to give her a pass both went. Because she's emotional for whatever reason. I don't know why she's emotional. It just is it's what you've been dealing with forever. But we're going to leave her out of it. Just say this, man. You know, so we're going to talk about the court after. So we're going to talk about what happened in the court after. So as we all leave in the court, mine just like 30 of them. It's one of me. You feel me? Elevator getting crowded. Now, we all going to get up in this elevator. We all in here. It's packed, jam-packed.
You know you making it up. I don't believe none of that
once
shit.
Once again, I'm going to be respectful.
Somebody else need to go there. Because this nigga lying.
Woman gets up on me and bump me against the wall. You happy? You happy now? I'm like, I'm like, bro, like, what's she doing, man? You feel me? Like, please get her, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, her people came in between us to calm her down. And I was ultimately respectful because anybody else, if you touch me, I got the right to touch you. But I was just overly respectful for emotional black women. You know what I mean? So I didn't say nothing. I didn't react. And I had 2 occasions.
Yeah, I seen that
hold
shit.
On. Before the court even started, before anyone got there.
You look like the police.
I'm sitting on the bench by myself. The same one who I'm trying to be respectful to came and sat next to me, almost knocked me off the chair.
Yeah, that bitch getting bullied.
I'm going to sit next to you. I'm like, huh?
She bullied his ass.
Why the physical contact? So when I get up and get on my phone, the same person who's seen us in the elevator who got between us, he said, can I sit right here? She said, no, that's his seat. I'm like, so he probably went like, what's going on? Like, what you mean his seat? I got up. I don't want no physical, you know what I'm saying, altercations with no women, you know what I'm saying, in the federal.
I don't believe in me, y'all.
So mind you, all that's going on, right? So we're in the elevator, we're in it, right?
Buffing ass nigga.
It's a little bit of like tension popping in. So I'm like, oh, no. Let everybody else out this elevator. Let's close the door. And let's holler. We're going to holler about right here, right now. I'll push number 6. Let's go back up. Let's holler. The same person who got in front of the woman.
In the federal building acting like he doing some gangster shit. I wish somebody to punch him in his mouth. You know, he probably making all this shit up. But you're in a federal building, bro. Why you ain't invite them to the 55th Street alley, like my man Crip Mac would say. Crip Mac would have told you go to the 55th Street alley, nigga. You ain't trying to do that. Man, free Crip Mac, man.
He like, nah. Okay, so let's go outside and holler. So mind you, my mind, I done been in courts, in fights in court before.
No, you haven't.
So I'm thinking we just wording this up right. It's all, I mean, you seen me scratch the blemishes on? Because these dudes be popping it about me. Mind you, I'm at the same place I'm at for 2 years. Then you know his mama, you know
right, for real though, bro.
You have because you got denied bail, right? I've been doing the same thing before he got denied as I was doing after he got denied. I'm in the same places, same restaurants. I live in the same place, drive the same cars for the last 2 years.
Now you put insurance on yourself, y'all.
So me being happy about him being denied.
This is called putting insurance on yourself. Like what Wack did. When he said, Eugene, Draws, no. Draws, no, don't do it, Eugene. Yo, that is called putting insurance on yourself. So if anything happened, yo, you know I live at the same house, same car, at the same restaurants. Everything is the same, police. So if something happened, you know where it came from, because I'm telling you, I go all the same places. Motherfucking Geico ass nigga.
In jail has nothing to do with my reality. I do the same thing with without that dude in jail on the streets. Ain't nothing changed. Some of y'all might just got found my page, but ain't nothing. Go look back 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We're doing the same thing, same place. So now let's get into what happened in the court. So
I can't wait the Crip Man come on.
I'm the first person to walk in the door. I'm at the door, 11 o'clock sharp. I put it up.
You're the first person at the door, yo.
Okay. So they like 5
minutes. Like, yo,
later.
how many of your friends' court dates have you been to? Like, yo, if you ain't never been to none of your friend court dates, yo, don't go to none of these rappers or entertainers. We need to make that a rule. If you never been to any of your friends' court appearances, yo, you are disqualified from going to a rapper's court date to blog about it. Disqualified. We don't want to hear nothing you said. Your man called 50. You wasn't there. You feel me? But you gonna go up there and you run up there these motherfucking rappers and shit. Niggas is crazy. So he was there 11 o'clock. Yo was the first person there. The courthouse probably wasn't even open. He was sitting out front of that bitch. But the question is why? That ain't your friend. You helped get him booked. You just want to seal the deal, huh? I don't know how they getting away with this shit, y'all.
I let us in. Oh, make sure your phone's off. Oh, no, phone's off. Take out my earpiece now. I'm the first one to walk through the. I can see him through the glass. Silent. He's sitting right there. I'm the first one to walk in. I said, "Oh, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, what's up, man? You know what I mean?" He looked at me, look away. Buster, scary. Don't even want my guy. He's scared, right?
Yeah, the man's in cuffs.
I'm front row. We gonna.
So now, let me get this right. So now he approaches Big U and tries to entice him into a fight while he's at his bail hearing, and then brags about it like, yeah, look, I carried him, he ain't do shit. But why you didn't do that? Yo, Big U Big U wanted to fade. Yo, didn't Big U tell 600 that he wanted to fade? The man been ducking fades, man. The fade ducker. You really like now he tough. Same shit Wack did. Wack tough again now, y'all. He was tucking his tail when he caught him down bad. You know what I mean? He damn near called out his mother name. But now Big U book, he back out. He a gangster again. Now he taking off fades. He ain't never ducked nothing. He had some shit on him that'll make freedom ring. And y'all, I just watched a video earlier from Point and Shoot when Wack 100 was on No Jumper and he supposed to grab the firearm. Yo, how are these guys getting away with not being charged with nothing? But they all saying they ain't the police. They all saying they ain't the police. Yo, we done watch Wack 100 catch a few charges on YouTube. Nobody gets in trouble though. Brick Baby just got in trouble for showing a gun. Wack 100 was on that bitch Poetic Flacco. If y'all seen the clip, you know what I'm talking about. Why he ain't get in trouble, man? How he ain't get in trouble for releasing that audio with the mother, man? These guys are working. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I know what I know what a nigga working. This nigga is work. These niggas is working overtime. You know what I mean? Probably top cop shit. Highest paid informants on the force.
Don't see what's going on. Cause see, these other minute orders been sealed, bro. So a lot of stuff goes on they don't want people to see. For whatever reason, we don't know. You feel me? Anyway, let's talk about his lawyer. So his lawyer, no, first I believe it's a prosecutor, yeah, whatever. They run a whole list of why he should get denied, right? So when it's his lawyer's time to speak, his lawyer has a problem standing up. So he said, let me get up for a second. Okay, get up. He stands up. And he tells the judge, give me a second, let me get over here. I guess some type of injury, health problem, whatever it may be. But he was standing up already past Big U to go to the podium to speak how the DA was stern to be able to speak. You know what his lawyer did? No. The judge gave him opportunity to sit down. He said, you know what? You can present from right there. He said, I guess. And sat down. Right there, when I seen that, I said, this lawyer's not even trying to get this dude out. If that had been me,
right,
I was able to stand up, I would have walked to that podium and presented my case and defended my client with everything I got. That dude sat down next to Big U and was pleading his case. And the other dude stood up. Mind you, they got the thing, they got the speaker. Everything he's saying is loud and clear. He's able to look at the judge right in his face and stand up. This lawyer, oh man, bless his heart. But, so let's get to the meet and greet, right?
He probably was Craig from Friday.
The lawyer didn't have anything to stand on. His only key bullet point thing to stand on was that Big U surrendered. That's all he had to say good about it. So somebody else this thing, right? You know, the prosecutor said
somebody else from California need to go up that courthouse. If this bitch nigga gonna go, somebody else from California need to go up there, yo, so we can get the truth. Cause I don't believe nothing, yo. You can't believe a rat. Like that's just first and foremost. If a rat told me, yo, the sky was blue, I would have to see it for myself. It might be midnight. Fuck around with his ass. He might say any motherfucking thing.
You say he get to speak, he get to speak. So the prosecutor said, I don't know if it's the prosecutor, please correct me on that. He like, not only when he turned himself in, he fled. He already fled, so you can't say turn himself in. They played the video of him mentioning Whack 100 and 600. He said that 600 was with the FBI when they raided his house. He said that 600 and Whack 100 are working with the FBI. You know what the district attorney prosecutor said? He said that those are lies and that those people have never spoken with the FBI. Okay? That's what he said. So they used what he said.
Yeah, but why is Whack name in the paperwork as witness one? Well, not his name, but the details of Big U talking about he want to break somebody's jaw is referenced as witness one. Somebody's jaw, it was talking about Whack 100. I mean, witness 2. Whack 100 is witness 2. 600 might be witness 3. All these motherfuckers is working on some level, some capacity.
Against us, against him. So he said by him saying that 600 and Whack 100 are working with the FBI, he said everyone knows if people in the streets are working with law enforcement, that puts a target on their back. They said that he used that as smoke signals to put threats on our life. This is what the DA says, right? So then they pull up a next clip. They show a screenshot of a guy who works for Developing Options. You know what it said? It said, free Big U, kill 600, and keep the rest. They put his screenshot up. You know what they said? This guy's an employee that was just seen a few days prior with Big U in the cart on Crenshaw and Slauson with a Developing Options hat who just got hired for him a month prior. So they're using all this stuff against him. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff came up. They also said that when they raided his house, they were told that it was a firearm in the house. They asked the father, he wasn't there. The father said, it should be in there, but it's not there.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Pops like, man, I'm 80 years old, bro. I'm not going to jail for that shit. I'm over getting right. It should be there. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said, man. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that stuff, right? So they also, he's definitely being charged with the murder. Y'all remember my video I said a few weeks ago, he's not being charged with one indictment? So that was one of the arguments that Big U's lawyer said. Big U's lawyer said that all this stuff about a murder, there's no police reports, he hasn't been charged with it. Mind you, the DA over there in the cut, like, I'm going to let you finish. As soon as you finish, you ever
I've never seen nobody like that praise the district attorney or the United States government. Like, I hate them motherfuckers. I just talked about them last night. How when your lawyer talk, man, you be feeling so motherfucking good. You be on cloud 9. You be like, yes, I'm ready to get out this bitch. He is doing this thing. And the minute the prosecutor talk, it just be like, no, I ain't going. You better send me back. Where's the cops, judge? But he's praising him. Like, the prosecutor sitting back, his arms crossed. He can't wait to speak. Like, come on, nigga. Fuck is up with you, nigga? Police ass nigga. The fucking police. My bad, I'm fucking hiccups.
Say he comes up and says, no, actually he is being charged with the murder. I said, oh, he's being charged with the murder. So then they start talking about the murder. They said that the first time they contacted Big U's family about the murder of Rayshawn Williams, he wasn't even a suspect. They only contacted them what they knew about him. And Big U wasn't there. The wife was there. They said the wife called from the mother's phone, called Big U.
Hit that like button, y'all. Get 200 likes.
They came asking about Rayshawn. They got all that. He wasn't even a suspect. They said that made him guilty. That made him a suspect right there. So then they got the guys telling on him, 50 witnesses telling on him. They got suspects that are going to come and testify in court. The dude is cooked. Denied bail. You know, I might have to do another video. It's so much stuff that they said it was almost 2 hours. And I took a mental note of everything. I wasn't able to record. I really wanted to get everything, but just some of the key points I gave y'all. Dude is cooked. Oh, another thing the lawyer said was these people are here to put up their property to bail him out. And, you know, he should be fighting this from home. You know, he's not a threat. He's not a flight risk. Everything he said, they debunked it. He said, no, he is a flight risk because he already fled. They said he just wants a second chance. They said, no, he has a second chance. You know what they did? They read off all these charges previously. He'd been arrested for murder. All these charges. They said he's had a second chance. They said something like, this is the paradigm of that, something. I don't know the definition of all that, but they said that. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So, you know, so then the lawyer said, if for whatever reason, you know, and they arguing the fact that let's put him on strict monitoring, no people contact, you know, ankle monitor, such and such and such. And these people are putting up their properties, and if anything was to happen, he'll never get out of jail. Why would you say that? Like, you already admitting to him and never getting out of jail. Like, that lawyer is a dump truck. I'm just being real with you, bro. Like, me, let me give y'all some game. If I was Big U's lawyer, he never argued.
I don't want to hear that. Yeah, he needs to be nobody's lawyer. He don't need to be nobody's friend. Like, the fuck, nobody's father, nobody's son. Hey, we definitely don't need to be nobody's lawyer. Like, we keep that shit. We don't need that. Yeah, but hold up, y'all. Make sure we cover everything in the title. And make sure you hit that like button, y'all. They killing our Drake Bond here. Oh, ain't fucking Drake Bond here. That's not in the title, is it? Oh, Shador Sanders. Let's get the Shador Sanders. So Ryan Clark spoke on Shador Sanders not being drafted in the first round.
And this is just my opinion. It's time for Dion to let go a little bit, right? It's time for, if you're saying this about Shador, you get to say that now because I'm not his coach anymore. If Shador is dealing with this certain level of adversity, I'm on the phone with him. Yeah, I'm in his room and we're having conversations. But when he goes to work, he has to go to work as a man. Right? Shador Sanders is going to be leading dudes that were like you in the league, that were like you, that were like me. At the time, you had kids and were married. I had kids and was married. Chan, you was a grown man that said, I can go in the streets every night and I can come in here and work. If I'm thinking that you're not running your life or you're not running your career, don't come sit in front of my locker because I control this.
Yeah.
Right? I control this. I can't have you and your daddy being our leader. I can't have you and your daddy being our quarterback. And I believe the way that Dion has raised Sheduer, and this is just my opinion, it's time for Dion to let go. Sheduer is ready to do that. The professionalism, the maturity level, the understanding of the noise always being in his ear, Dion dealt with that his whole life. And he's been prepping this young man to deal with it. It's about to be louder than...
You can't prep him to deal with that. Dion life circumstances is way different than Shador's. That's where Dion went wrong at. Dion went wrong with trying to prep his child to be like him without the background, without the history, without the experience. That's what's hurting Shador. So Shador then got cocky when he haven't done anything to deserve to be cocky. He haven't done nothing. And the league making him pay for it.
Ever though. You know how many people happy right now, dog? You know how many people are sitting at their house being like, I told you so. I told you he wasn't that good. I told you he was this. What he got to do, man, internalize that and don't fight it with words. Don't fight it with your attitude. Man, go out there and make plays. And when you do that, don't even look at them and say, I proved you wrong. Do that jump and go hug your pops. Yeah. Sheduer is ready to do that. The professionalism, the...
Anonymous source speaks on Shador Sanders. So Club Shay Shay 2 days ago.
Carl's way is the best way.
Is it?
Carl
That's
Shador
how I choose to invest is up to me.
Exactly.
Come on with your favorite sports talk here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Not my own. I don't know why. People be throwing that oak word around too loosely, y'all. You gotta reserve oak for people that deserve it. He's not on. Charleston White is not on. Niggas are sellouts. Can't be a sellout and oak at the same time.
Teammate, but the biggest thing is he's not that good.
Man, that's some book. You know what? Come on, man. What are we doing?
He has terrible body language. Interview I've ever been in my life.
Listen to that, y'all.
An NFL assistant coach spoke about Shador Sanders to Tom Pelissero and said, the worst former interview I've ever been in my life. He's so entitled. He takes unnecessary sacks. He never plays on time. He has terrible body language. He blames teammate, but the biggest thing is he's not that good.
Man, that's some book. You know what? Come on, man.
That's what they think about you, man.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Behind all that was that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what Shorty ain't put the work in. He been coddled his whole career by his father. He been propped up by his father and like he living off his father's name without the resume. But Deion Sanders did that. Deion Sanders made Joe think he was something that he wasn't. So now the league it's almost similar. It seems like what the league is doing. It's like, yo, if we're gonna draft him, we gotta humble him first. Almost similar to, like, you ever heard somebody say you gotta break a person down to build them back up, or you gotta break them down to build them back up. That's what it looks like they're doing. They're trying to break Shador so he can get to a point to where so he understand that, yo, I watched the game. He do take unnecessary sacks. He does have problem reading the defense. When he played Oregon, he looked horrible. He did not look like an NFL quarterback to me. I watched that game. That's probably the only game I watched. Now, if he plays some of these other teams, lesser ranked opponents, he probably shined on them. But you going to the NFL, where everybody is good. Everybody is good. Fuck, everybody might be great. You understand? On just not on the NFL level, but everybody is good enough to be there. Listen to this.
That's the plan. If that's not what you're trying to do, don't get me. If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't get me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over. So it should be no question why NFL franchise should pick me.
Look what the
that's
fuck?
The plan.
What has he done over and over and over? Like Shorty he's too arrogant, man. I think they're trying to humble. They're trying to humble him. They're trying to humble him. And they pranked him. They pranked him earlier today. Look at this. Hit that like button, yo. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. They pranked the shit out of him earlier. Fuck that shit up. Yo, I'm telling me I ain't save it. Here you go.
Y'all want me to teach Snow how to walk right now? Try. Hold on.
Yeah, it is doing it. You're right. He definitely ain't trying.
Yeah, how are you, man? Good. Been waiting on you. Ready to go. Yeah. No, for sure. Why don't you get up and stand right here?
Damn, what the fuck's up with the video?
Ready to go. What does that mean? What? What did he say? I don't know. How you gonna ask us what it means and you was on the phone? You heard that? So you don't have to wait a little longer.
Yeah, that's their video. That ain't mine.
I don't know what that was. It's 50-50. But nobody got this number though. You have that number? Nobody. It's a proper number. What the fuck was that? What is that? Nah, nobody has his number though. I said nobody has his phone number. Y'all want me to teach Snow how to.
So they pranked him and told me he had to wait. That video was horrible. Yeah, yo, like if you just go back. Shador Sanders tells linemen to stand up. Shador Sanders tells linemen to stand up. Hold up. You probably can't find it. Let's see what's going to say. At Shefty. Ain't Shefty. What the fuck is that?
Jalen Milroe, the next quarterback taken off the board, that by Seattle at pick number 92 in the third round. He joins the new guy in town, Sam Darnold, in Seattle's quarterback room.
This is collusion. Like, this is definitely collusion. This is the same thing they did to Colin Kaepernick. There was no way, all 32 teams passed them twice. Like, fuck no. Like, they gonna make him Mr. Irrelevant. They might get picked with the last pick of the NFL draft, yo. If they pick him, they might not pick him and make him motherfucking work his way onto a team.
Time Seattle selected
they definitely
quarterback in the third round. It worked out pretty well. That was Russell Wilson in 2012. Joined now on the program by Field Yates. Field, you and I visited after round one, and Shador Sanders had not been selected yet. I did not envision any scenario where I'd be visiting with you here on Friday night after rounds 2 and 3, with that still being the same situation and him being available come Saturday morning. That is where we are. What theories are there among the folks you talk to as to why that is the case?
Yeah, Scott, I am stunned. I thought last night when I mentioned the possibility of Shador Sanders maybe not being drafted in the second round, that even perhaps I would look silly a day later and he would hear his name called within the first 5 or 6 selections tonight. So let's talk about how the quarterbacks are evaluated during this pre-draft process. Because I'll tell you this,
hit the like button, y'all.
Field, 200 likes. Shador Sanders is a day 1 or day 2 selection. He was the only quarterback in the entire FBS last season who, when he was not under pressure, completed at least 80% of his passes. This is a 4-year starter who took 2 separate programs to unprecedented heights, extremely experienced, throws with great touch and accuracy, helped elevate the profile of other wide receivers beyond just Travis Hunter. It only leads me to believe that teams maybe are less comfortable with some of the stuff that comes into the intangibles department for Shador Sanders. And frankly, I'm not sure that's justified. Scott, I understand that Deion Sanders, and there's a lot of attention being paid to him being the son of one of the most notable athletes that we...
The reason I don't feel bad for him is because you can't. You gotta put the work in. That's like me coming to YouTube with motherfucking 50 videos talking about I'm the best thing on this bitch. Meanwhile, those niggas on this motherfucker got 1,000, 2,000 video. Like, you gotta put the work in, bro. Like, he didn't win anything. Like, what did he do? He didn't earn no accolades. He didn't win anything. He didn't break any. Did he break any records in Colorado at the school? Did he break any college? Like, he didn't do anything for him to come into the league with that arrogance. I related him to Tim Tebow. That's what he is, though, yo. He Tim Tebow. That's exactly who he is. He is fucking Tim Tebow, man. And he's going to prove that he ain't. I don't know, Michael. You think so? I mean, maybe you watched him more than I did. The games I watched, I think I might watch 1 or 2. He struggled like a motherfucker. He struggled with reading defenses. He struggled with getting the ball out of his hand. Like, he struggled. Like, I didn't see anything impressive. I'm keeping it all the way 100. I didn't see nothing impressive. Nothing at all. He can hit you if you open. Like they said, 80% without pressure, but what's the odds of in the NFL you're going to be throwing without pressure? Like, this is not college. Like, he broke records last year. But I ain't talking about school records, because Colorado was Colorado. I'm talking about college records. This shit not just regular school records. He threw it for 4,000 with Colorado. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shador Sanders was legit college. But you gotta transition. You gotta transition. Yeah, they say 80%, but what was his percentage under pressure? I mean, maybe y'all watched more than me. Y'all probably watched more than I ain't watched a whole. I watched a few games. I ain't watched a whole lot of them. I'm talking about from what I seen from him. I wasn't impressed. When he played Oregon, he struggled mightily. I don't know what he did to the lesser teams. Lesser teams, he might have torn them apart. But when he played Oregon, he fucking struggled. He struggled with reading defenses. He held the ball too long. His passes wasn't accurate. That man struggled, man. When pressure was in his face, he struggled. And that's the thing, I do know this about college. They don't look at every game. They look at the big games. How did you perform in the big game? When the lights was the brightest, how did you perform? That's what the NFL does with college football players. That's what the NFL does. They don't look at the whole season and be like, oh, hell, he was a hell of a fucking player. No, they look at games. This is a big game. How did he perform? How many big games did they win last year? Did they beat any ranked opponents? How did Shador Sanders fare up against ranked opponents? That's what I think. I think he was just okay. So who else they play that was ranked? Did they beat anybody ranked? How many games they lost last year? They ain't beat nobody ranked. That's what I'm saying. Like, so those stats ain't. I don't think so either, yo. I don't. From what I mean, people probably watch more games than I did, but the games I watched, I wasn't impressed. And I think I watched 2. I think I watched the big games when they played against ranked teams and they lost They lost the ones I watched. I don't think they beat nobody ranked.
We have seen in the history of professional sports, but frankly, I'm stunned. I don't have a good explanation for why Shador Sanders has not heard his name called. I had him as the 16th rated player on my board. I haven't been doing this nearly as long as Mel Kiper, but I can't imagine there have been too many instances where the 16th rated player on a big board is still available on day 3 or going into day 3. I am truly perplexed by why this situation has gotten to the point that we are now in.
Yeah, and we saw Mel at the end of the coverage, and he's just said, I'm disgusted. He's just stunned. I think we all understand.
Let me say this, though. I'm not saying he don't deserve to be drafted. I'm saying they teaching him a lesson because of his arrogance. But I'm also saying if he was overly talented, right? If he was what a lot of y'all are saying in the comments, yo, they wouldn't be doing this to him. They wouldn't be doing this to him. Because he'd be special. You understand? If they thought that he was what people were saying, yo, he threw 4,000 yards and he had the highest completion. If they looked at that and viewed that, in high regard, then they wouldn't be doing this, y'all. Talent is everything. And they will look past behavior issues. Yo, people done got arrested. My man was talking about Laramie Tunsil. Remember Laramie Tunsil, his father released a picture of him smoking with the gas mask on? Yo, still went top 10. Because he was that good. Obviously, yo, they don't view him as that good, man. Because if he was that good, they wouldn't be doing this to him. Somebody gonna take a chance. Like, fuck that. He too good to pass up. We in round 3. Some teams that passed him 3-4 times. Teams like Cleveland and Texas. Teams that had multiple picks, they done passed them how many times now?
How Mel feels about Sanders has him as his top player on the board. Now, in some other storylines in terms of what we have seen through the first 2 days here, the Chicago Bears have a second-year quarterback, Caleb Williams, taken #1 last year. They have a new head coach.
Can I say I don't feel bad for him? I feel bad for him. But his father is to blame. His father is to blame. It's almost like, yo, when you do too much for your kids. You know, we don't want our children to grow up like us, right? So we make a habit of doing too much. You feel me? And when you do too much, a lot of times you hurt the child. Yo, sometimes they got to experience struggle. Shorty came into Colorado to starting quarterback. No competition. Just to start like yo, come on, yo, you hurting them. Make that boy compete. Yeah, that's your son, yo, but make him compete. Make him prove himself. He never had to prove himself, man. He was given everything. So now the NFL like, well, if your father ain't going to do it, we're going to do it. We're going to make you prove yourself because obviously you think you better than we think you is. So you're going to have to prove it. And you ain't going to get paid a lot of money to do it. And that's what's going. It's like, I feel bad for him as a young man. Yo, but Deion Sanders got to take blame for that, man. You put your son in this situation, bro. Got him thinking you. He ain't you, my nigga.
Ben Johnson, and I'm interested in how you assess what the Bears have done through 2 days and 3 rounds in this draft.
Yeah, I think Caleb Johnson has been smiling since about, late January when they hired Ben Johnson as their head coach, and no reason for Caleb to not be feeling optimistic right now. They end up reshaping the offensive line with 3 new starters, and then since the beginning of last night, the Bears have just continued to invest in pieces around Caleb Williams. Obviously, Colston Leaventh, the 10th overall pick last night out of Michigan, but tonight they go right back to the offensive well. Luther Burden, their first pick, the wide receiver out of Missouri. Scott, I thought coming into the season, he might have been a top 15 player in the
it's disrespectful. Definitely disrespectful. But you heard what the anonymous owner said. Look what Adam Schefter said. He an insider. He knows.
Adam, what can you tell us about Shador tonight and potential landing spots that we could expect?
Well, first of all, when we look at the teams that would consider him, I think the Giants obviously preferred Jackson Dart. I think the Browns preferred Jackson Dart. I think the Saints absolutely preferred Jackson Dart. Tyler Shuck is going to figure in there tonight, and I won't be surprised if Tyler Shuck goes ahead of Shador Sanders tonight. Can you imagine if Jackson Dart and Tyler Shuck both wind up being drafted ahead of Shador Sanders? I think there are not a lot of teams that love the idea of drafting Shador, and I think now we're at the point.
No, man. See, that's no, man. You can't do that with boys, man. Black boys got to experience a little struggle. They gotta. You can't raise them like that, man, because they're gonna grow up weak. They're gonna grow up entitled. They gotta have a little bit of turbulence. Like remember I told y'all, yo, sometimes I put my kids in situations to see how they gonna react. I mean, yo, when you in a situation where you grew up a certain way and your kids are growing up different. But how you grew up is what molded you. But being though they are growing up in a different situation, they're not going to experience the things that you experience. So sometimes you got to create an environment to see how they react, because one day they might experience it. It's just not going, it might not happen as early as you went through it. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't babyfy them. You can't give them the world, even if you got the world. Sometimes you got to hold that shit back, make them earn it. You got to make him earn it. That's why Shorty feel this way. That's why he's entitled. That's why he think he's somebody that he ain't. He thought he was the number one pick. And they showing him, no, the fuck you ain't. We're going to pick you just when we ready. Because you don't run nothing over here. But Deion Sanders created an environment where his son thought that, yo, I'm Deion Sanders' son. Fuck, I'm Deion Sanders. He thought he was his father, man. He thought he was his father. He ain't. And they're showing him.
He goes in the third round, number 83, to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had a discussion about him on the board at number 21. I think we may get a team that we never connected to him. And I don't know what team that is, but I'll give you some examples right now.
Yeah, it could be.
And again, I'm just hypothesizing.
It could be the best thing for him.
A team that has him high on their board that never thought he would be available in round 2. The Seattle Seahawks. The Arizona Cardinals. And, hold on to your head, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not telling you any of these teams are going to take him. What I am saying is that it will not surprise me if all of a sudden the team that takes him tonight is a team that we just didn't even connect to him and had him high enough on the board that when he was available at their spot, they couldn't pass him up.
Sorry to call an audible. Can I throw out a team? What about the Jets?
The Jets. That
makes sense. You can justify the Jets. Yeah, you can justify the Jets.
And ain't nobody picked that. Ain't none of them pick them. That shit crazy. I think it's character issues, man. It's arrogance. It's arrogance. Arrogance will fuck you over sometimes, man.
Shador Sanders, poise, confidence, behind the back in front of 32 NFL scouts. They say he doesn't have an arm. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and leave it in the comments if you think he has an arm. 70 yards to Jimmy Horn Jr.
Good throw.
Shador Sanders, poise, confidence.
So he had a pro day. He ain't go to the combine. He just did a pro day.
It was really frustrating because I need to be able to. I just need to get feedback. You know, just knowing what's open and what's not, and just quickening up my process. So that's all.
Yeah, man.
Because I feel like it makes more sense for me to be at home, be with the family, be with everybody that supported me. Cost-wise, it's not going to make sense to fly everybody there, and it's going to be too much of a hassle, you know, so it's best to do it with those people that have been supporting me this whole way and have been by my side. Because I feel like it makes more sense.
So he didn't even go to the draft. I mean, yo, hopefully this help him out. You know, sometimes, hopefully this, you know, should have helped him out. Did what at the combine? This was a month ago.
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle. Supplicate.
He act like he already made it, yo. That's one of the worst mistakes you can make. Shit, if he don't get shit, they might. I ain't gonna lie, they might do them both dirty for real.
This past weekend was the NFL Combine, and everybody was there working out and going through the drills and going through all the interviews. And
yeah, but he think he just started though, Funk. That's the problem.
That Shador.
See, the problem is, Funk, a lot of them probably think just like how you think, but he thinks he should be a day one starter.
Sanders did not.
But the only reason he thinks that is because of his father, y'all. His father feeding him false narratives. Like I'm not impressed, yo. I ain't watched a whole lot of them, so maybe my opinion on them ain't really, you know. But from what I seen, I wasn't impressed.
Are out there that Shador Sanders did not have himself a good week. This is not talking about the performance on the field because, of course, he did not participate in the agility drills and in the throwing drills and things like that. He said that he was going to perform all of those in his upcoming pro day, but he did have meetings with teams, coaches, general managers, and things like that. But the reports coming out about these meetings with Sheduer and these other teams, not very good at all. And it could cause major, major trouble going and leading up into the NFL draft.
This guy said this a month ago. This video a month old.
Reporters such as Jonathan Jones and Todd McShay have all had very similar reports from things that they are hearing from the meetings that took place at the NFL Combine, that Shador Sanders did not interview well at all with a few teams. Not every team, but a few. And they said that it almost came off as that he didn't care what these teams thought about him, and almost like he intentionally did not want a good meeting. And if this is true, and guys, this is the time of year where you're hearing a lot of smoke, and some of the smoke we could be hearing is truthful, while the other smoke could just be smoke and mirrors, and it's not real.
I'm being hard on Deion. Deion Sanders created this. It's not his fault. His father did this. Yo, he never had to work. You got to make your child work. Like if I had a football team, yo, my son ain't getting no guaranteed starting running back position. You gonna work. You feel me? Yo, ain't nothing guaranteed over here. Deion Sanders didn't make this boy work, man. He gave him everything. Not saying he didn't work to be a good football player, but he didn't have to compete to get to be the quarterback.
But if this is true, that he went into meetings intentionally trying to not be impressed like that, he is absolutely playing with fire. And of course, we've all heard the rumors about Shador Sanders, his dad, Deion Sanders, only wanting his son to go to a few particular teams.
Look.
And if this was a tactic, this could bode very, very bad for Shador Sanders, because these general managers, they talk to each other.
You think it's cool to just put your child in a position just because it's your child? You don't think your child should have to work to compete with the rest of the kids? I think that sounds very logical. I think the parents that do that shit sounds crazy. You hurting them. Because in real life, in the real world, you gotta compete. Ain't nothing given to you. So why would you give them that false perception of thinking just because you're Deion Sanders' son, and look what's going on with Bronny. Another example. Look what's going on with him, struggling. You don't do that, man. You make him work. You're not understanding what I'm saying. Yo, do we gotta go back to the when Deion Sanders took the job at Colorado and he said, yo, here go your starting quarterback without no competition? Without no competition. This your new starting quarterback. How? You don't even know who on the team yet. How you just crown him the starting quarterback?
Other. These coaches, they talk. These owners, they talk. And if people start to have a bad gut feeling about Shador Sanders, and this is not anything to do with his play on the football field. It has everything to do with who he is, what he stands for, and if he could potentially be the franchise quarterback for your franchise, and that you could put a team on his back, a city on his back, and lead that franchise to high achieving success. By some of the meetings that I saw, like the press meetings, honestly, if I'm giving my honest opinion, I didn't like some of the answers that he approached. He kind of came off like, look, you want your quarterback to be confident. True, but at times, that line between confident and arrogant cockiness, to me, I felt like he was venturing off of just falling on the opposite side of that a little bit too much. But that's neither here nor there, and that's just my own personal opinion. I just felt like he could have answered some questions better. But based off the reports, they said he did not give it his all in the interviews, and this is just not well. They said Cam Ward.
I think this might help him, man. To be honest, he might needed this. Sometimes you need a stark dose of reality, in order to tighten up. He might have needed this. Deion Sanders might have needed this, because Deion thought he was more involved, or he was a bigger part of the NFL than he obviously is. Because he wouldn't have just did this to anybody, child. And he's gonna get picked eventually. Like it might. I don't know what round it's gonna be. It might be the next round. But he might have needed this so he can realize that, yo, I'm not God's gift to the NFL. I'm just Shador Sanders, Deion Sanders' son. And if I want to work to be Shador Sanders, opposite of Deion Sanders, then, that's what I'm going to have to do.
Or interviewed very well with multiple teams. And, of course, it seems like Cam Ward has definitely solidified himself as the number one quarterback prospect in this draft. And I feel like at one point we were talking about, is it Cam Ward or is it Shador Sanders? And now I'm starting to hear, is it Shador Sanders or is it Jackson Dart for QB2? But that's for another video. Let me know what you guys think about these reports regarding Shador Sanders and his interviews at the NFL Combine. Do you think it's fake news? Do you think there could be some truth to this? And what do you think?
So it was the interviews. Interviews is what sunk his draft stock. Yo did this video a month ago. The interview suck his draft stock. Let's see what these guys say.
Pretzel crust is back at Little Caesars, so stop saying things like, I'd fight my own family for pretzel crust pizza. Oh, that cheddar cheese sauce is powerful. Buttery flavored pretzel crust is back for $6.99 only at Little Caesars. No fighting required.
Pizza, pizza.
Well, yo, that's why it's hard for why they're not keeping it real. Yo, this is collusion. Call it what it is. Like, yo, it's collusion. See, this is why it'd be hard for me to watch like mainstream sports or mainstream media, because they ain't gonna keep that shit real. It's collusion. All the teams got together and said, yo, we are gonna teach Shador a fucking lesson that he is never gonna forget. That's it, and that's all. Like all this nonsense they talking, like, yo, hopefully Paul Pierce said it ain't no, they ain't do their own investigations. And no, they did. They did enough. A few teams talked to him. Those teams that talked to him talked to some other teams. They talked to some other teams, and they got together and said Shador is getting picked in the 5th round. And it don't matter who get him. Maybe Paul Pierce gonna keep that shit real. This spring. Call it what it is, man. The boy deserves a shot. That music loud as shit. And look, that was the first round. Ain't too many people spoke on him not getting drafted in the 2nd round. I ain't watched 42 minutes. We ain't watching that. Due to racial injustice. Let's see what they say.
Insider Jonathan Jones, JJ, we did not expect to be here, but here we are. Tell me what you're hearing from around the league, how we got here.
This
first 3 rounds
is a repudiation by the NFL of how Shador Sanders and those around him handled the entire NFL draft process.
I ain't realized he went to 3 rounds already.
Tell me, or really anyone who watches football, is that Shador Sanders is a worse quarterback than Dylan Gabriel, who was selected in the 3rd round of the NFL draft. Look, I didn't think that Shador Sanders was going to go in the 1st round of the NFL draft. I thought, and in talking with teams, they told me that he was a 2nd round quarterback. 2nd round comes around. I start calling around today. At the start of the draft, I learned he's probably not going to go in the top 10 of the 2nd round. Okay, that's fine. At some point in there, in talking with NFL evaluators, they believed that at some point in the 2nd round, he would eventually be selected in the 2nd round. Then the 3rd round comes. And as we know, of course, he's not selected at all on Friday night. And so when you look at this, you say that Shador Sanders, you see that Shador Sanders was clearly talented enough to be selected in the top 5 when it comes to quarterbacks, right? He was a top 5 quarterback in this year's class. Not a great class, not a class that had many 1st rounders, but he was one of the 5 best quarterbacks in this NFL draft. You're not going to convince me otherwise of that. But the difference here is how he and those around him handled the draft process. Let's go back even a year ago when his father, Deion Sanders, one of the greatest athletes of modern times, was saying, look, we might pull an Eli. Which, of course, he was referring to how Eli Manning ultimately didn't go to the San Diego Chargers and then engineered, along with his father, a way to go to the New York Giants 2 decades ago. And then his tune changed over the next year, right? But then what continued to happen? He would tweet after every Las Vegas Raiders loss, thank you, God. And it seemed like the Raiders were destined for the number 1 overall selection. It seemed like he was trying to engineer his way to the number 1 pick on a team that was co-owned by Tom Brady. And then the New York Giants, maybe they get the number 1 pick, or they're going to be up top. And so he has the New York Giants colored cleats. And then we get to the combine. And no, he does not throw, which is not uncommon for top quarterbacks these days. But in some of those meetings, and we reported this at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, at some of those meetings with certain teams that maybe Shador Sanders didn't really want to go to, didn't see himself going to for any number of reasons. Maybe they had a starting quarterback installed there. I was told that he more or less sandbagged in those interviews. I don't know if he didn't take them seriously, what it was, but he did not give it his all in some of those interviews. Rubbed some teams the wrong way. And so then you continue where it was a pro day that, frankly, was just sort of average. I'm not saying it was bad. It wasn't great. It was average. And so more and more continues. He gets his number, his jersey number retired. His father retires his jersey number at Colorado. That is something that's really just not seen in major college football, how quickly it was done, and considering the lack of accolades in his career. All of these things began to add up for teams. And I'm not saying that is right.
Did you still watching? This is what I'm talking about. You can't do this with your child, man. You can't do this with your child. You're going to hurt him.
It did clearly add up for teams, because you're not going to tell me that the guy who was on the field the last 2 years for Colorado wasn't good enough to be selected by the end of the second night, wasn't good enough to be selected over a Dillon Gabriel, with all due respect to Dillon Gabriel. So this is clearly a way for the NFL and its teams to let him and anyone else after him know you can't
Travis Hunter jersey probably should have got retired,
in this way moving forward.
It certainly feels like
he not Travis Hunter.
Penance made if penance was required here, and maybe there is something to be said about the third day and thanking God, because Vegas is still the one we might have circled, JJ. When might that appetite return for Sheduer Sanders on day 3, if at all?
Joe, and I know that you have to ask the question, and you also know, because you've sat here and you've watched this as well, and you, I have to assume, have thought, well, he's going to go at some point, and he hasn't.
In the league,
so I'd love to be able to be the lead NFL insider at CBS Sports and tell you exactly where he's going to go on Saturday. I don't know. I mean, go down the list right here, right? You knew that Tennessee wasn't going to take him at 1. You knew they were going Cam Ward. Okay. Cleveland, they had 5 picks, and they did not take Shador Sanders.
Damn.
Right? Their quarterback room was Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and an injured Deshaun Watson, who may never play football for the Cleveland Browns again. And with their 5th selection overall in their draft, they took Dillon Gabriel. The Pittsburgh Steelers, right? How much did Mike Tomlin just talk up Shador Sanders earlier this week? They've had a couple of picks so far, did not take Shador Sanders. Surely they know something about Aaron Rodgers and how he is ultimately going to come to Pittsburgh.
When your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it.
Pittsburgh. Point being, they talked up Shador Sanders a lot for someone that they didn't think was worthy of a top 90 pick when they had 2 of them. The New York Giants, of course, passed on him at 3, then traded future capital to trade up to get Jackson Dart, even though they had been scouting Shador Sanders for 2 years. The New Orleans Saints, they had 2 picks, and then at number 40 went with Tyler Shough, 25 going on 26-year-old quarterback with uncertainty with Derek Carr. You have the Seattle Seahawks, right, who went out there with 4 picks, and out on their 4th pick, went out and got Jalen Milroe. Probably has a higher ceiling than Shador Sanders. Now, probably definitely does. Who knows if we will ever reach
I agree, Trevor.
that ceiling.
I ain't disagreeing with that.
For
it's
him.
definitely
And so
insane.
you mentioned the Las Vegas Raiders. They've picked 5 times. They've
definitely
passed on him every
should've
single
been
time.
It's not first round, definitely second
Ultimately be
round.
selected by the Raiders? Sure. Yeah. I mean, any of these teams at this point, somebody could, because the value
I just understand why they did it.
there. But those are a ton of picks for a quarterback. This is the most important position in professional sports.
That's
this
what
is
I'm
a
saying.
position.
I'm not saying what's happening
not
to
that
him
long-
is right. I just understand why. I understand why they're doing this. He might need this, y'all. He might actually need this. I don't think it's butt breaking. Like, I think that's a stretch. I think they're just trying to. I mean, I guess you can call it butt breaking. I guess you can call it that. He got to humble himself. And if nobody's going to do it, I think the league is like, yo, if you want to play for our league, which is how NFL is, you're gonna have to humble yourself, man. You got to get down with the program. You're not bigger than the program.
Long ago, when Brock Purdy was taken in the 7th round, and around that time, we all kept saying, man, you just got to take quarterback every year. You never know. It's so important. How many GMs get fired because they don't get the quarterback position right? So make sure that you are always insulated. All of these teams that very clearly need backup quarterbacks have said time and again, we don't need Shador Sanders. And not just need, we don't want Shador Sanders. And so we'll see on Saturday where he goes. If it's the 4th, if it's the 5th, at this point, no one should be surprised either where he goes or when he goes, because surprise is out the window.
Opportunity and need have presented themselves multiple times, to your point here, and still no selection of Shador Sanders. NFL insider Jonathan Jones, appreciative always of your hard work. Thank you, friend.
That shit is crazy. All right, we're ready to switch gears. I'm getting tired. Hopefully, he should get picked tomorrow, man. It's just a learning experience. It's a learning experience. So Young Thug did an interview with GQ. And look at this shit, though, y'all. Yo, what the fuck?
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and
I don't
entertainment.
even want to watch this shit, because this shit all it's going to do is piss me off. Yo, Young Thug did an interview with this guy, with GQ magazine. First interview, he goes to GQ. And look what he got on. Like, yo, he look crazy, man. Fuck is wrong with Young Thug, man? He do all that time and come back out a weirdo. Wouldn't be surprised he trying to be like Kanye. Wouldn't be surprised if he start wearing dresses again.
Start recording this. News broke that the
Look
state
at
of
this
Georgia
guy,
is
yo.
seeking to revoke your probation. You might not know a lot right now.
What is that?
Do you know anything?
Define the sound of Atlanta rap, which means he's defined the sound of rap music in general. The mask.
That shit. How you do an interview with that on your face? He might as well just put a shiesty on. The whole interview, he just sit there with a fucking shiesty. Like, I don't know what happened to rap. I don't know what happened to rappers. Like, I swear I don't, yo. It's getting weirder and weirder by the day. Like, Young Thug. Yo, he might put the dress back on, y'all. He might put the dress back on, man. And then out of all the people to do the interview with, man, you do your first interview. That's gonna get all them views. With GQ magazine. Like, come on, bro. You could have went to anybody. You go to GQ. You could have took that money you could have brought that money back to the community. You know what I mean? All these podcasters, you got Big Bank in Atlanta. You got a lot of people. He goes to GQ magazine and give them the exclusive. I don't be fucking with rappers. Guy's weird. I'm glad a weirdo for that. I thought after going through all that YSL stuff, he'd have smartened up. Joe came out still weird. Like, god damn, bro. Yeah, that shit ain't toughen you up a little bit. Make you start taking life serious. That man come out a weirdo. Weird ass nigga. Yo, weird as shit. Hey, yo, but I'm ready to go to bed, y'all. I just worked 12 hours. Came home, did a 3-hour live. I'm done for the night. I will see y'all tomorrow. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. It's another day, QG News, and I'm out. Alrighty.